Good evening, radio fans, and welcome back to another edition, another episode, another rendition of Davey Mac's Tales from the Satellite. I'm your host, but what really matters is the guy who's here with me, the star of the episode, the reason why we're all here, the man with the facts, the man with the talent, the man with the riz, Eastside Dave McDonald. Dave, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, Robert. Bobby Tamburro over there, and I am doing fantastically. I just won a customer service battle that
Okay.
You know me, Robert. My favorite thing to do is to battle very aggressively. In fact, in a downright immoral and evil fashion, I love battling customer service people if they're dicks. I have no problem with anyone from customer service if they're on my side trying to help me. But the second I get a little dickage in my mouth, I don't like the taste of your cum. And when that happens and customer service thinks my mouth is their goddamn jizz receptacle, then I got a problem. Now, yesterday, I go into the goddamn Walgreens, Robert. You know the one around my house, right around the corner.
I stop there every time I come down.
Thank you. We bought headphones there a couple times. And you know for a fact, Robert, I spend, I would say, $150 to $200 at Walgreens every 2 weeks.
At least.
It's where I get my toothbrush, my toothpaste, my soap, but I also get food there because they got a Walgreens reward system. And every once in a while they say, hey, you could save $1. I go, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going to enter my goddamn zip code and I'm going to save the fucking dollar.
Might as well.
Basically, what I'm telling you, Robert, is when it comes to the Walgreens in Wall Township, New Jersey, on the corner of Route 35 and Hilaire Road, nobody, and I mean nobody, is as good of a customer as me. I am Ichiban. Number one. When it comes to Walgreens customers at this fucking place. Okay, I'm basically Norm from Cheers. I come in, they all say my goddamn name. I know half the fucking staff, Robert. I know there's a fucking long-haired guy with a ponytail. He's in 3 rock bands. Motherfucking Davey Mac hooked him up. I said, give me his CD. I'll give it to my guy, Tom Hanley. He does this thing called Jersey Rock on my radio station, the #1 radio station in New Jersey, WRAT 95.9 FM. I said, we'll put you on your... Guess who just got this guy played on the radio? Me.
Davey Mac.
So this is the shit I bring to the table for Walgreens. But what do they do to me, Robert?
Fuck you in the ass.
Yesterday I bought a goddamn DiGiorno pizza.
Wow.
4 frozen White Castles.
Eating healthy.
Cool Ranch Doritos.
Okay. I see a theme.
The 6-pack of minis, the 8-ounce Walgreens brand cola. Tastes just like Coca-Cola or Pepsi, only $3.99.
We should get a sponsorship at this point.
And I buy a fucking deodorant, a double pack, Robert. The one thing you can't accuse me of is not good hygiene. I shower twice a day. Each shower is 45 minutes long. I call it a shower bath shower. 15 minutes in the shower, 20 minutes in the bathtub, 10-minute cool off in the shower, 45 minutes, shower bath shower. But Robert, I walk to my car. I get home. I unpack everything. The deodorant's not there. I go back to Walgreens and I say to the guy, you forgot to pack my 2-pack of deodorant. He goes, no, I didn't.
Ooh.
No, I didn't. You know this is going to be bad. He goes, no, I didn't. I never forget to pack your things in a bag. You got to check your car at the parking lot. I go, all right. I checked the car. I checked the parking lot. I drove back to my house, checked that parking lot. I go into my apartment, even though I didn't even go into my apartment, but somehow magically I thought the fucking deodorant magically traveled through my fucking walls in my house. No. I go back. I said, the fucking deodorant isn't there. You forgot to give me my goddamn deodorant. No, it didn't. You got to check your car a little closer. It'll turn up.
Oh boy.
I go, it's not going to turn up.
Oh
You
boy.
didn't fucking give me my fucking deodorant. So I'll buy a single. I'll buy a goddamn single. But you're ripping me off, pal. I go into to Walgreens today, Robert, to get some Aleve. And what happens next, I shit you not. The old woman, Denise, about 70 years young, she says, did you get your deodorant? I go, what do you mean? She says, oh yeah, they found it behind the fucking counter. By the cash register. And here's the pack. Here's the 2-pack that she gave me, that Denise gave me.
Little 2-pack.
And I said, the next time Mark is in, that was the fucking guy, that was the cashier that refused to believe me, a guy who goes into this fucking place all the time. I'm not scamming you, Mark. So I said to Denise, the next time Mark is there, you call me. I'm getting in my car. I'm going over there. And I'm giving him face-to-face a piece of my mind. So you got that to look forward to, Robert. I'm more than likely going to get arrested in Walgreens in the next 48 to 72 hours.
Well, you've got such a good rapport with the police of your township that it shouldn't be a problem.
No, I see that. Yeah, that's the problem. The town that I live in, the police hate my fucking guts. They've pulled me over no less than 3 times in the last year and a half.
I'm just waiting for the old, you got a tail. You got an old tail light up. Psh.
Car registration, baby. Your registration don't work, baby. Have you ever heard of a police force giving someone a ticket when their car is parked outside of their house for your registration has expired? That's never been done before. No one gets a registration expired fucking ticket when their car is parked outside of their house and no one's in it. So they fucking hate my guts. Well, guess what? I hate you. It's going to be a fucking standoff. But here's the thing. I don't leave my house, motherfuckers. So I don't care if it's Walgreens, Mark. I don't care who it is. Davey Mac is ready to play ball on your fucking head. Now, what's today's goddamn episode of Davey Mac's Tales from the Satellite? We've been on a run lately. I get so many goddamn messages, and I want to thank everyone on patreon.com/EastsideDave for sending messages upon message every single episode. Positive messages. Every single one.
I love to hear it. Just for my personal...
In 18 episodes, one negative comment on YouTube. The guy said, Robert should go after you more. Like, what you brag about yourself, but Robert, shouldn't he be your comedy foil and take shots at you? I go, why would he do that? Did fucking Bobby the Brain Heenan make fun of Andre the Giant when the two of them were partnered together at WrestleMania 3? Is Bobby Heenan all of a sudden going to start telling Andre, you suck? Hogan's going to body slam your fat ass? Bobby is literally my Bobby the Brain. I just call him Bobby the Brain Tamburro.
Yeah, and imagine how many championships Shaq and Kobe could have won together if they just, Kobe wouldn't pick on Shaq. It would have been amazing.
There you go. So I told this guy, you're another reason why Davey Mac's Tales from the Satellite might get banned from YouTube by me.
Oh, okay.
I'll just put it on Patreon if there's going to be any more fucking complaints. Because the Patreons, Robert, 100% approval rating.
100?
100%.
Jesus
We
Christ.
love you, patrons. That's why we do it.
Yeah, we do it for the people at home. Just for my personal knowledge, this whole deodorant incident, what time was that yesterday?
No, this just happened. The initial thing happened yesterday. Oh, that happened at 11:30 a.m. Or
that might make a little, right before I called you. Okay, that makes a little more sense because
we had another little yelling incident yesterday. But in all honesty, there was confusion. I thought we were yelling at each other because we couldn't hear your phone. You said you can't hear. So you were yelling, so I said, I'll fucking yell too.
That is exactly what happened. But we're good. And, you know, no one needs to go to any extreme lengths like Earl did on today's episode as we dive back into the Midnight Rider.
This sounds like a really fun episode because it's Ryder, it's Earl, and it's a little bit of the return of Eastside Dave. The Dave man kind of, okay, the Ryder's been there for a while. We've had a lot of Ryder. How does Davey Mac get back into the picture? This is almost Davey Mac's return. It's almost Davey Mac's return, really.
You know, in terms of like the Bible, it would be when they make prophecies about Jesus coming, where they're like, you know, someday a king's coming. It's where you kind of see this is the John the Baptist for Dave.
This is it.
I'm like close, but not quite there. Yeah.
I like that.
Perhaps the biggest thing we also get to hear is a little more Galo Paulo, and who doesn't love those two? But before we can get to that,
I love them. People love the Galo and Paulo and Gap episode. So again, we got to thank you again. And Ronnie Archer specifically requested that episode. And that's why I say, if you have any episode ideas, give us a shout out. But he did. And he said, one of the best episodes we've ever done.
Well, I love that to hear that. And I would say we did that as well because this is the midst of the Gap. So we did talk about the Gap, and this is and we're going to dive into it a little bit more. And the episode really starts with Earl being a problem again. He was supposed to sign something for Ron and Fez, and he didn't. And Ron kind of points out that Earl at this point is just there to sabotage Fez. He says, if anybody has anything they want to send to the show to make fun of Fez, email it to Earl at fuckfezzy.com, which becomes a running theme for the episode that day of, you know, Earl at fuckfezzy.com. Earl needs to really step up to the plate, has been put out there. Like, it's time to go. You know, they got rid of Dave. Apparently Dave was his problem, but now he can't even vibe with the Ryder. Sure, the Ryder's able to prop up Sapphire, but at a certain point, it's not going to happen.
What's that all about? How could Earl Douglas not get along with the Midnight Rider, by the way? You would have thought those guys would have been thick as thieves. I could have seen them running the Memphis territory together in 1978, going after Jerry Lawler together. I could have seen that. I don't understand. Weird guy. Hey, if you're not going to vibe with me and nothing I say you ever respond to, wouldn't you actually then consciously be almost over enthusiastic with the Midnight Rider? Like, wouldn't you be like, I fucking hate Dave so much, I'm going to fucking sell the Midnight Rider like he's the greatest entertainer in the history of radio. But see, dummy head doesn't think about like angles and things like that. So
I was going to say, you know, despite what you might read, I like to think I have a smidge of radio sense. So yeah, I would like to, you know, I would lean into the character. I'd be the best. He'd be the best. And we've joked about this in a real work setting, not radio, because it's not real. But in a real work setting, there are these things that people do that get you through a week or two. And this could have absolutely been something Earl did to get through his slump, but he refuses. And it all kind of starts spiraling a little bit when Crotch Critter calls in. Now, we talked about Crotch Critter last week.
Regular caller.
And producer of The Gap.
Earl, I noticed I haven't gone home a lucky one in a while. Have I done something to make you mad?
No, not at all. I always wake you a beak.
I fucking told you again, do not use that fucking phrase, right?
Yes.
Doesn't make sense. You're taking a phrase I was having some fun with. You tried to fucking co-opt it and you turned it on hip. So don't fucking use it over and over.
I won't.
Okay. Now, when's the last time something came in? I know I asked for the Doors thing. I got nothing.
I thought I took care of you on that.
No, you did not. And you thought you got back to Photoshop Mike and then that other guy who drew the fucking comic book. Everybody's contacted me over the weekend. Why, Fez? Because my fucking producer's MIA. My producer goes MIA. Even you couldn't reach him.
No, I sent a couple of emails yesterday. No response back, and I guess they didn't even get read yesterday.
I'm going to give this to you, Fez. There's another address. It's Earl Douglas at fuckyoufezzy.com.
Oh, man.
You know what to get there.
I don't even want to type that in to send him stuff.
Just Google fuck you Fezzy, and you'll be surprised. 50-some pages pops up.
Damn, Earl.
Ryan, you're on Fez.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, you're talking about changing the game. I don't know if anyone's paying attention to the Suns right now. unbelievable streak. There are 17 in a row, and they're just changing the way to play basketball, I think.
They are a phenomenal team, and yet they need to win a championship to be remembered, my friend.
And a white man at the helm, Earl. What do you think about that, buddy?
A Canadian white guy, which even makes me sick, Earl.
Yeah, but he's got a couple of brothers in the middle, so he's got the help.
Do not make it all about that. You can't give him fucking credit. It's not like fucking Michael Jordan won all by himself, Earl. Why can't you give the guy the credit? He's the MVP.
2-time MVP.
Yeah, right. Something Michael Jordan never won.
He didn't?
No, I just made that up just to try to bring you into it. Dear Earl Douglas at fuckyoufezzy.com.
I hate that email address.
It's my favorite. Here's Chris. Chris, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, I got a well-known archaeologist that most people know as Louis Leakey. He discovered the world's oldest human remains, that Lucy chick.
Yeah, and then that turned out to be nothing. They found out that Fezzy was not a woman at all. It was a fucking sparrow that died in the early 60s. So he's out of his mind.
Damn, Leaky, get your shit together.
Here is Steve. Steve, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, you were talking about Earl being missing in action. It's because you need Dave back. Show's falling apart without him, man. We miss him.
I noticed that the show is falling apart, that we're not getting anything out of the Midnight Rider but an occasional promo. You don't get the guy that can jump in here and be part of the show. And most people love Dave for Second Mike. I know right now that a lot of people over at Whackbag are missing Eastside Dave in a big, big way. Why can't you step up, Earl, now with no Dave?
I'll step up. I'll step up now if you want me to.
Yeah, step up now.
Just bring Dave back.
Yeah, that's how you can step up. You bring Dave back to the show where he belongs. Because he's killing on our night show. That Tony Reale thing was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea...
Is this you stepping up, Earl? The big gulp and then into just nothing?
No, I was about to say with the whole Tony Reale deal, it's funny that he thinks that, you know, he's a bigger star than Tony Reale, who's doing very well on ESPN, and...
Hold on, Earl. Let me hold my side. I'm laughing kind of hard the way you paint a picture. All right, go ahead. Let me catch your breath.
The whole idea that Dave is, you know...
Joe, you're on the Ron Fez Show.
Hey, Ron, here's another little bit of tidbit info on Tiger Woods. It was a little-known fact a lot of people ain't talking about, and this is how good he is, like you've been saying. He has won 7 in a row twice, and nobody, including the great Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, Byron Nelson, nobody's ever done that.
You know why? Because his mother's Asian. That's what does it for Tiger. Everyone thinks it's a black thing. No, it's that whole Thai deal that he has going on. Is that what he is?
Yeah, I think he's Thai.
Speaking of which, we got any Thai food, Earl? Fucking starving.
I'm sorry, no Thai food.
We'll definitely get some of that for you, though. Definitely. Crotch Critter, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, Ron Fez.
Hey, buddy.
You talking about Earl being MIA. How about just not doing his job? He's had a special package sent to him twice, and I haven't heard y'all talk about it at all.
And during his phone call, we learn a lot more about what happened behind the scenes.
Uh-oh.
Now, you never got to specifically meet Crotch Critter, right?
Well, again, I think I may have met him one time. I feel like there was at least once or twice. I mean, at either a Ron Fez event or I feel like he
probably the premiere
popped by the 57th Street studios at some point. But I can't recall, the
premiere. He was probably at the premiere, so you probably saw him there. But he calls in to say Earl never gave Ron and Fez the gap footage that Crotch Critter sent in. And this leads to a whole hullabaloo because this is Earl fucking up again. And we were talking about Earl before we get into the call too much. As much as this is the Rider series, it could be called like the documentary of a man who failed so spectacularly it led to success of everybody around him. You talked about your hygiene earlier. You take great care of yourself, but even if you didn't, you hang out with Big A. So by comparison, people are like, oh, that man looks well put together. Now, Big A's lost a bunch of shit, made a lot of strides. But by comparison, you look like a fucking Calvin Klein model. That's why I only hang out with fat, ugly people as well.
Yes.
Not when I'm not with you. So I could be the star for a little bit. But, Earl failed so spectacularly that it makes everybody around him brilliant because, like you said, he was supposed to be there. The movie The Gap sucked, but by him not doing what he's supposed to, what does it lead to? Drama and content. So this leads to a call between and a fight between Crotch Critter and Paulo. Do you remember any of the dynamic there?
Well, I have a feeling like there could have been a money issue between Crotch Critter and Paulo.
Big time. Very big time. That was part of it.
Yeah.
Paulo was never able to present how the money was spent. Crotch Critter kept asking for expenses. And we speculated last week that perhaps Paulo was involved in some things and Gail O's, you know.
Well, the expenses were that beautiful New York City dinner he had with Gail O when he came up from
Florida. With Gail O. No. That's where it wasn't with Gail. This is the part we forgot, is that there was the actress who was the star of the movie that Paulo was in love with at the time.
Right, yes.
Because Crotch Critter's whole theory is that he didn't give a shit about the movie, Ron. He just wanted an excuse to come up and hook up with this broad and leave his wife. He's going to murder her. He's taking all the money.
Well, I mean, there's a possibility of that. What I meant was when Paulo and Gail were in Manhattan and they went out to that dinner, which is why Paulo didn't shoot my elevator scene. You know, things like that. You're 100% right. Some of that money could have gone to the actress. Little gifts, little perks. How about this? How about that? Will you like this little necklace? Something's going. He didn't have any receipts.
You think it was that far removed from prostitution? You don't think it was just a straight up cash for company exchange?
No, I think that the woman thought she was going to be in a fucking movie. I think Paulo may have, fucking lost his mind. But everyone thought they were going to be in a movie, a low-budget movie, but didn't think it was necessarily just going to be the ramblings and psychopathic inner monologues of Paulo for 90 minutes, which is essentially what Gap is. He just talks to the camera about how much he fucking hates the planet Earth.
That is a fair point.
How much he wants to kill his wife.
And then she died mysteriously. But
and
say what you want.
And then his wife actually dies mysteriously. That's always something that's kind of interesting about Gap, is it's probably more of a confession than anything. But I remember the actress scenario. I think Crotch Critter could be onto something. But at the very least, the thing that he's on about is when you have a budget for a movie, you do have to make, we spent $100,000 on advertising. We spent this on that, but so on and so forth. Paulo was keeping all that fucking stuff a secret. What's the mystery all about? Where are you spending this goddamn money, Robert Evans? Is it going all up your nose? Are you trying to fucking buy Millie Hatchet a yacht? Is it going to the actress? Or have you fucking rented a hitman for hire to fucking, strangle Gail O with piano wire? What's happening here?
Why couldn't it be all three, Dave?
Who
In
knows?
fact, I think you just did the accounting for the movie Gap, but it couldn't be done by Crouch. But
Paulo is somewhere like, does he have access to my computer? That's exactly what the database says. It was the hitman cost me $15,000. But so I understand why Crotch Critter was mad. He put up a lot of money. He was executive producer of this thing.
Exactly. And he did his accounting. It cost him $5,000 for the weekend. And so if you don't think it was prostitution for the main actress, say what you want about the Weinstein victims, but at least they were in movies people saw.
$5,000 too for this. Again, we said it before. Kevin Smith made Clerks for like $27,000. I mean, there's no excuse.
We could shoot a movie right now for like $500, and it could be better than the game.
I swear to God, you give us $5,000, I'm going to figure out how to make the end of Die Hard. I'm going to have a fucking building explode and some guy falling, 50 stories to his death, and it's going to look good.
So Dave
That's
is
the other
going
thing about Gap. Not enough action. I'm sorry, Paulo, Mr. Film Critic, but where was the goddamn action?
It was supposed to be done in the viewer's mind, right? You were supposed to do the action.
Let me tell you something. Rule number one about a horror movie. Have some people getting killed.
I can't help but notice your horror movie basically involves you going to the Walgreens and throwing the guy who
My
took your
goddamn horror
deodorant off and then
movie.
blowing
There's
up
a
the
fucking
Walgreens.
Story. There's revenge and there's redemption. My goddamn fucking A Nightmare at Walgreens. That's the name of the movie. I haven't thought about whether we're going to actually incorporate Freddy Krueger or not, but Nightmare at Walgreens, my has Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. Paulo doesn't even have Act 1.
No, he did. That was the only thing he had.
He's got the origin of why his fucking crazy-ass character is so upset, but then he never does anything.
The only thing he had was you. You were the only solid moment in that movie. So 2 points to yourself, David.
That guy on YouTube's furious that you said that. He's like, fucking Robert, the fucking asshole. Why does he prop you up? Shouldn't he be your comedy foil? That's what he said.
No, you're your own comedy foil. That's the beauty of this show. You're fight clubbing yourself. 2024 David is mocking 2012 David. That's what's beautiful.
Well, I mean, and there's truth to that. I thought you were also referencing a little bit of schizophrenia, which I have a touch of, like a mild. I've got a little split personality and schizophrenia, which is why I'm often spotted outside of my apartment talking to myself, and that's why the rest of the apartment complex, they don't talk to me at all.
That and you yell that you hate all the cops, like loud things that you're going to kill everybody, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I do have some local issues too. Yeah, I do. I have some local issues. Yeah, you're right about.
But life goes on. So Crotch Critter and they go back and forth. They're taking snipes at each other. You spent this on dinner. Well, you decided to bring your wife to town. Yada yada yada. I think at this point, Ron and Fez go, we're pulling the premiere. We had a theater for you. It's done. We're not doing this anymore. Just to work everybody up, right? Just to egg them on. And at this point, Earl is blamed for everything. He lost the tape. He keeps saying, I didn't get the tape. And they go, well, it was signed by E. Douglas. You know, all these things. It gets so bad, Turtle calls in. Now, Turtle is a notorious Eastside Dave hater. Right, one of the main guys who hated Eastside Dave at this point. It may have been a work. It may have been a work for the air, but his whole thing was get rid of Dave. Yada yada yada. He calls in and goes,
Turtle, not Tuttle.
Turtle, yeah.
Okay. I was thinking Tuttle, one of their Florida guys, Ron Fez, Florida guys. But
no.
Okay,
Turtle, the message board guy. Yeah. And he calls in and goes, this is so bad. We need to get the fear of Dave taking Earl's job back. We need Eastside Dave back. And Ron goes, wow, Turtle of all people, Earl. Turtle is saying you fucked up so bad. We need Eastside Dave. You need to step up.
Never my decision. Yeah, I mean, it's rarely my decision to like leave places. Not never, but rarely. Usually comes down to, you know, a little bit of do I feel like I'm being treated fairly and respected well and everything like that. But it's always whenever I leave that people realize the goddamn fucking goods have left the building. It's always when I leave. You motherfuckers. It's always when I'm gone. Oh, I miss the blah, blah, blah. I miss this. I miss that. You didn't say it to my fucking face when I was there.
Yeah.
Turtle.
It is, and there is that bittersweetness where you see things where it's like, wow, ever since Eastside Dave left and they replaced him, this show sucks. And you're like, that's nice, but I also wish the show was, you know what I mean? Like, those are my friends. It's tough.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that they say that. I'm just saying it's like between the Turtles and the Sirius XM people, the Steve Blatters, the Rob Crosses, those two specific executives who have their head so far up their fucking ass that they can taste their own shit every single day. Those two, Steve Blatter, Rob Cross, and then the fucking, message boards, the bullshit. But whatever.
Seems hardly
live and you
hygienic.
learn. Yeah.
But so they have their fight, and Ron goes, Earl, can you get Dave back? And Earl goes, yeah, I'll get Dave back. And he goes, why don't you give him a call after the break? So you go head to break.
It's because I haven't gotten it yet. And I've called you about not receiving it yet.
I have no idea what you guys are even talking about.
I've got a FedEx signed copy that says that somebody there in the building received it, Earl. And it sure does look like E. Douglas.
What? I never signed for a FedEx pack. Almost never signed for a FedEx package.
Is that something to be proud of?
No, because Paul always signs the FedEx packages.
I've got it, and the signature looks like E. Douglas to me.
Could somebody be forging your name, Earl?
Earl, there can't be packages coming in here for Ron and Fez that are taken. Particularly, is this what I think it is, Critter? Is this the movie?
Well, it could be a little surprise for, everybody there. And I'm sure y'all would want to talk about it after you open the package up and took a real good look at it.
This is supposed to be the movie Gap. If this is missing, Earl, Paulo is going to go out of his mind. Call him now, Dave. And, I still forget that Dave is not here. I miss Dave. See if you can get one of the interns to call. But you see what's going on here, Earl? This is a major motion picture, and it's missing. And why aren't you in contact with the man?
I have been in contact with the man.
Why is he calling me during the show to say
I have no idea, but I've explained to him. He's like, well, did you get the package? Oh, no,
How about
I have
Mike?
not
Have you
received
talked to Mike?
I haven't even received an email from Photoshop
From
Mike.
a couple of weeks ago. A surprise for Fezzy. And he's been trying to get a hold of you for weeks.
Man, we're back to fuckyoufezzy.com.
Where do you see the prize? You'll really be fucking pissed.
Man!
Honestly, I have no idea.
What anyone says.
Not what anyone says.
Right now, Gap is missing.
Oh, my gosh.
And that is going to fuck things up for Paulo. If we found out somebody from here and these things start to show up in Chinatown today, it's a big problem, Earl. Now, why aren't you at least talking with Critter?
I've had numerous conversations with Critter about it, saying, I have not received this package yet. What is the deal?
Paulo.
Yes, sir.
I got some bad news for you.
Okay.
Crotch Critters sent us your film.
Yes.
Gap.
Yes.
Either Earl signed for it or somebody else signed for it, but long story short, your film is now missing.
Okay, well, first of all, the issue is that, as we know, I've tried to downplay the whole problem with Crotch Critter.
Right.
Okay? And all he had was some, raw footage.
Yes,
okay.
But I'm going to edit that into a masterpiece. I'm taking the film away from you. I'm going to edit it and then open the show here in New York.
Still, everyone knows it's not a final print, Polo.
Now, since I don't really know how to edit that, it really is the final print. I'm just going to say it is.
No, I mean, clearly, that's very, very troubling. I have to say that Earl lost the film because
it's
now
missing.
It's out there. Forget that it's missing. It's out there.
Yes.
It's loose.
And I'm afraid it's going to show up in Chinatown.
Well,
or even worse, 86th Street.
It'll show up on the Internet. It'll show up on... I mean, there's all kinds of problems.
Earl, this is really not right.
This is huge.
Not right.
You've lost Polo's baby.
And I don't want to blame Earl because clearly Earl's got a lot to do. I mean, I will blame Crotch Critter because obviously Crotch Critter is trying to, subvert and undermine.
Right. I really did want to see the film at the debut.
Yeah.
By the way, so many people are trying to get in on this. I don't know how we're going to put together the opening night. It's going to be fantastic, Paul. Unless this thing starts showing up on Pal Talk or YouTube. And then we got nothing this spring.
Yeah, I mean, there was clearly, I wanted it edited in a proper, length and everything else. And all Crotch Critter had was, a lot of raw footage with, multiple takes and such. And, to sit through that, that's not a film.
Yeah, it's not a film.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that would be very disturbing.
Now, Earl, you signed for it, right?
I don't remember signing for it. Usually when FedEx packages come here, Post signs for it. He hands it to me. He'll hand me a copy of that sheet, and I sign.
Have you checked with FedEx yet? You understand that this is Paulo's life work. This is Gap.
I have many films in my head, but this is the only one that's actually.
Let me tell you something, Paul. If you don't get the first one, if it's not a hit, you won't make a second one.
Well, I mean, that's kind of, I've only been talking about some of these movies for years, and, The End of the World? Yeah, exactly. That was a big
That one we need some money for, though, to blow up the world. we're going to need a budget. Well, I wanted you to know, Polo, Fez and I have nothing to do with this, but your film is out. We don't know who has it.
Okay.
It's out and lost on the streets of New York, apparently. Wandering around.
First of all, if I could speak to Earl for a second.
Yes.
Yes. Earl, what exactly happened here? I mean,
Now I'm beginning from end, Earl.
Did he contact you? Was
Yes.
he trying to screw us? What was the deal?
he called me and he said he had a rough
What's
cut.
funny about this to you, Earl? This is Polo's fucking life.
No, but it's not only that, but, Crotch Critter, I tried as best as I could to calm everybody down about Crotch Critter. The fact is, he got into fights with everybody, and everybody hated his guts. And I was the one person saying, well, I really like him. If I can work with him by myself, it'll be all right. But nobody would let me.
Earl, what exactly happened?
Well, he gave me a call, and he said he had a rough cut of the film. And I said, fine. And he goes, you guys want to see it? I said, of course we want to see it.
No.
It's not a cut at all. There's no cut. That was just all the raw footage.
It's just footage.
Just jumbled together. There's no cut. But,
I want to see Polo's cut.
Yeah, I mean, the point is that, so did Crotch Critter basically say, I hate this son of a bitch, and I'm, here, put this on the internet, Earl, or what? What did he say?
No, he did explain how crazy the shooting was, and it was a crazy 3 days of shooting. But he said, but he had all the footage, and he said, if you want to, should he send the footage? And I said, sure, send the footage in. Gave him the address. He goes, okay, fine. And then a couple of days go by, and I said, I haven't gotten it yet. I got back. He calls me about it. He said, have you received it yet? I said, no. He said, okay, I'll send it FedEx. I think he sent it like regular mail or priority mail. And then he said, I'll send it FedEx. And I'm like, fine.
So there's 2 missing right now.
All right, here's the thing. I mean, we worked out, it eventually came down to where everybody said that Crotch Critter wanted to work on this other film, a zombie film with one of the guys that we were working with. So we had him sign over with that guy and then swear off all rights on this movie, on Gap. So he was out. And now, there's a certain...
Why did you leave raw footage with him?
Because when we were all on speaking terms, everybody, he's kind of I mean, that's why I wanted to work with him.
Let me ask you this. You think Marty Scorsese leaves raw footage of The fucking Departed all over town?
Well, first of all, it was the copy. It was a copy, and as one of the producers, I mean, he was a little bit of a demanding person. I should say a lot of a demanding person, and that I thought would have been to my benefit if he was working with me on the film, because he would go out and then bust balls with the distributors and all that.
The movie is gone. That's the fucking problem right now.
The movie.
Let's not get into he said, she said. Earl signed for this fucking film. Crotch Critter has the E. Douglas, and then Earl opened up the fucking windows and filed it out on 57th Street, where any pirate can pick it up.
Well, if that's true, Earl, it's on your head.
All right, hold on. I got Crotch Critter back. Critter.
Yeah, I'm back. Let's clear up a few things there, Ron. First of all, the reason that everybody had a problem with me, number one, I came up there to make a movie. And, usually for 2 or 3 months prior to that, we had asked Paul numerous times, both the other producers, myself, we sat there and asked him for a script, asked him for a synopsis, anything to let us know.
So Paul's a terrible director.
Completely.
Okay.
He had no clue what was going on.
Well, now I'm thinking about canceling. I got to cancel the...
For a sound man, we had one of the other producers with a microphone from Radio Shack taped to a freaking stick.
Well, first of all, we're going to start right now that they're basically, me and Crotch Critter are going to fight now, because I've been trying to downplay it, and what he wants to do, since he's out, he wants to sabotage. So the idea is we can get all the people from the film in on it and see what they think of Crotch Critter, and they all think he's a lunatic.
All right, Paulo, Fez and I have booked a theater for you. Yeah, we're planning a big red carpet. Should we cancel right now? It sounds like a shitty shoot that's out there.
Well, first of all, I have... it's not that I don't have the footage. I have the footage, though. There's lots of drama still going on. That's not the issue. The issue is, I may drop dead any minute from all the stress that's going on, and then Crotch Critter comes in, and Earl comes in, and they're all trying to add to that level of stress that's already there.
Right.
So, And look, like Crotch Critter is out, so now he wants to sabotage the film. Now,
but here's the thing, Critter, you only showed this to Earl, and Earl has no idea where this stuff is at.
Right, that was the only thing, and it was sent to Earl because I figured it'd be good fodder for the show. Now I knew that you guys weren't going to go and put it on YouTube or
hell no.
Like that.
We would protect Paul
and the project.
So the thing is that Paul sits there and talks about downplaying it and everything else. What it is when I go up there, I mean I traveled from Texas all the way up there on my honeymoon to shoot this film. And the entire time, everything that I was told that would be taken care of wasn't taken care of. We had special effects. I'm the one that got the special effects done.
You have to remember, Paul was very busy cheating on his wife of 30 years. His very sick wife for 30 years.
Yeah, marriage ended over this film.
Everything went very well.
That's the whole thing. I feel that this whole movie thing was, everything about the movie was just so Paul could get with this girl. And everything else.
Finally, the truth.
The fact of the matter is, very simply, that things went well, and Crotch Critter did make a big contribution with a couple of people, but everything went great with the filming.
How about the special effects?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
The producer that's with the film right now, that you guys wouldn't have anything done.
Admittedly,
whatsoever. I'm the one that paid for the insurance for the film because the other guy dropped the ball.
What'd that cost you, Crotch?
The insurance was about $700.
Jesus.
Yeah,
the budget's blown out of proportion.
Well, especially with the stick mic.
But I could never
I'm the one that sat there. Yeah, really, with the stick mic. I'm the one that sat there and had to pay for the hotel rooms when it was agreed upon that it would be split between myself and the other producer.
Well, what wound up happening is
that when I got there, all of a sudden nobody knew what in the world was going on. Nobody was there.
What wound up happening is you laid out about 2,000, and then Bruno Kirby laid out in excess of like 6,000 or 7,000. I wound up taking
Paulo. All right, Paul.
Another 4,000.
Paul.
The hotel was $1,500.
All right, Paulo.
The hotel itself was $1,500.
You got to know that this has spiraled out of control. It's like Cotton Club, Rotten Club, if you will. You have got a nightmare on your hands. And now the film is fucking out there somewhere in the streets.
Well, first of all that's out there is raw footage, which is very disturbing.
All right, I got an email that says one of the clips is up on YouTube.
He was not supposed to do that. And then second of all, I'm ready to finish up my edit this week for the final film. And then the point is that, it's going to be a mass confusion now.
No, see, Paul, from the get-go, you talk about me being an asshole. I was an asshole for a reason. That's my personality. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm an asshole, and everybody that I know gets along with me because I'm an asshole. The reason I came up there and did things the way I did was because nobody was doing a damn thing. You had people sitting on the front porch talking about eating boogers and everything while you're filming 2 feet from them.
Well, you were getting upset that, that people were eating at all. You're saying, what
eating boogers?
No, I'm just saying if we had to buy
need better catering.
Exactly.
Really.
Paul, should I cancel this theater?
Ron.
This is all news to me.
I do not want to get embarrassed. What's the name of the theater we've already lined up, Earl?
The Anthology Film Archive.
Are you sure we got them lined up?
They're waiting for a date from us. They're waiting for a movie, quite honestly.
But you signed for this thing from Crotch Critter, correct? Crotch Critter.
Yes.
Earl's name is on it?
That's what I've got. I've got E. Douglas I'm looking at it right now.
Is there an Ernie Douglas here? That might have signed for it.
Now, first of all, it's pretty clear that I wanted things to work out, but nobody could take, and look, I'm the first one to say that big producers are assholes, and they go around throwing their weight around and become...
Throwing their weight? The guy put out $2,200 for this. How much altogether, Crotch?
I figure with plane fare, hotel for myself, not even including the expenses for my wife, well over $45,000, closer to $5,000 altogether.
That's the point. We spent months trying to pin down exactly what he spent, and it was just impossible.
What was the actual budget of the whole film?
The whole budget, what I was told, Ron, was $5,000.
And what did it come to?
I was told.
What originally was
probably $4,500 to $5,000.
So
originally it was $10,000.
Afterwards, I asked Paul to send me his expenses, what he had, because the expenses. See, he forked out no money. That was the agreement. He would fork out no money and would get a majority of any kind of residuals from the movie or anything. So we sit there and we fork out money, and I asked him for months, please send me a copy of the receipts. Please send them to me.
It's not asking too much.
He sends them to the other guy.
Yeah, because everybody thought you were a complete lunatic. We could never get one solid answer from you.
Well, I'm starting to believe this film will never see the light of day, except for down in Chinatown, whatever knockoff pieces they do.
And that's Earl's fault now. And it's not Earl's fault, because what Crotchritter is doing is basically doing a little subterfuge and a little disinformation. So he's going to put it on the internet and then blame Earl.
Disinformation, Paul? How is it disinformation when all I'm doing is telling the truth?
This is what you did the whole time. You drove everybody nuts with all kinds of, crazy talk all the time.
With what?
With crazy talk? I mean, ask anybody on the phone.
How is it crazy talk when I tell people to be quiet because the film's being shot?
Yeah, and
is that nuts?
But
how is it crazy talk when I'm the one on the phone getting the guy to come down, the guy that just got off a huge budget movie, to come down and basically do a crap film for little or nothing?
But then how come nobody...
producer come down who is on IMDb, have another producer come down to sit there and try and give us some guidance. A hell of a lot better than
Hold on, you guys. Now let me just update people. Paulo came up to shoot a movie. During that movie, he broke up with his wife, took up with the star of the film. Not the first time that's happened in Hollywood, Fez.
Oh, no, that's as long as Hollywood itself.
Costs flew out of proportion, and I knew that was going to happen when Paulo invited us out to Smith & Walensky for steaks. And he had... And at the same time, had Dave at the time, who was with us, film himself choking himself, saying that was going to be a scene in the film. Since that happened...
While he was eating steak.
Yeah, while he was eating $50 steaks. Crotch Critter tried to give a copy of the film to Earl, who lost it. Just so anyone knows, hand of God, not a bit. Everything here is a shoot.
This is the facts now. There's nothing I can do about this obvious sabotage that's going on between Don and Crotch Critter, Earl, whoever.
Where's the other fucking producer? Because he is zero help to you, Paul.
No.
I never see him call in and try to help with any of this.
Because he wants to come off professionally.
His job is to send me bad emails about the Midnight Rider.
And
I'm tired of dealing with Paul's crap. Every time he calls Paul never answers the phone. He has to make decisions on his own.
The fact is that I have everything. Everything went beautifully with the filming. I mean, thanks to and I'm perfectly willing to say that Crotch Critter helped out quite a bit. Everybody helped out.
All right, hold on. Maybe Radio Shark. Maybe Radio Shark can help. Radio Shark, what should these guys do?
Well, if this film is lost or not done, why not just get the script and we could turn it into like a 3-act play? We can audition characters from the radio show for parts.
We're going to need a different theater then.
Yeah, why not? Why can't we use the same theater?
I don't know if it has, if it's built for stage productions.
How tough is that? We go down there, we hammer together a couple 2x4s.
Now, here's the
we got a legitimate theater, which is where my heart's always been.
Now, here's the thing with Crotch Critter is he's always gave us crazy stories. So we eventually, the more we heard from him, the crazier it got. He has a zebra ranch. He has a bagel factory. He has all these...
No. There was nothing, when I sat there and talked to Photoshop Mike, who is the source, according to the other person, of me saying I owned a bagel factory, he said he didn't know anything about it. He never said anything. And it's not a zebra ranch. I mean, a farm, as you keep calling it, you don't plant zebras.
No, it's a ranch. It's a farm. I don't know what you do with it.
Right.
Well, you have to. You said you had a lot of zebras. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's not a problem. I didn't want to fight.
Now,
I never wanted to fight.
Crotch Critter, did you put up some clips of Gap on your MySpace?
Oh yeah, there's all you got to do is click on the link.
Now, Paul, why would you want people to see that?
I didn't. That's the point. He's not supposed to. Contractually, he's not supposed to. But he's already broken the contract. See, he's already signed off.
Oh, you broke the contract initially. There's so many times is, number one, the contract states that everybody is supposed to be in agreement.
I got to call the theater. I got to cancel opening night.
Gonna cancel a red carpet.
You know why, Fezzy? I don't want our reputation destroyed in this as film presenters.
That was the only reason why I contacted you, Ron, because you guys, you've been beefing this thing up and everything else, and the entire time, my wife and I, and several other people included, all it was for Paul to come up there and legitimately have a reason to meet with this girl and everything else.
Not my movie.
I feel used.
It was not. It was not.
Now we're finding out the truth.
So that he could sit there and put his wife in another hotel somewhere else, about 5-10 miles away. Yeah, and he did. And
the Nuthead Inn.
Time,
unfortunately,
he was in
my wife
the pool with the other girls.
So she wouldn't. I wouldn't subject anybody to total craziness. I had to go in basically on my hands and knees for like a whole day, just clean up the room so they would not,
What'd you do? Shit on the floor?
I don't even know at this point. I can't remember.
All right, hold on. We're going to take one more call here. Here's Photoshop Mike. Mike, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, fellas, I gotta say, I got no problems with Crush Critter at all. So as far as that whole thing with the bagel thing, I was inside with Paulo filming the behind the scenes of the whole thing the entire time when I wasn't on film myself. So the only time I heard any rumors at all was when I was outside. But I didn't know who said what. It was a whole big thing.
Mike,
I don't know who told me that. Yeah.
How many times have you recently tried to get a hold of Earl and he won't get back to you about the guest you wanted to bring in?
Well, I mentioned it to him once, and then Pawn actually met him at a meeting at one of the.
He just won't get back to you guys.
Not yet, but
all right. Thank you very much, Mike.
One thing. I got to give Paul as much credit as possible here because he really did do a lot for it. So when it comes out, you guys can judge yourself. So
no, it's not coming out now. We are going to take. As we hang up with you guys, we've got to cancel opening night. We can't. I can't show up with a film that's already out there. It's on the internet already. It's already, Earl's thing is making the rounds around. Everybody will have seen it first, and Fez and I are going to be with an empty house.
It makes no sense to have a premiere now. That's all I wanted was a New York City premiere.
And it's going to be like doing a premiere for the TV show Friends that everybody's already saw. No one's going to show up for that.
First of all I don't even know what's happening. All this is raw footage.
Oh, Paul.
Raw footage.
You know what? I really want it.
And that's because he was contractually obligated not to do any of this stuff, and there you go. He just went.
But when you sit there and you violate the terms of the contract from day one, then the contract is null and void, Paul.
I did not. As I said, I was the one who tried to make everything smooth.
Why don't you guys sue each other and end up on one of those Judge Judy type shows?
There you go.
The fact is that there'll be 70 people on my side, and him and his wife.
A crew of 70 for this bad movie. A crew of 70, and no one can point a camera at Dave. He's got to fucking choke himself in front of a camera. Sean, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, how's it going, Ronnie?
Yeah.
I work for FedEx, and what sparked my interest right there was whoever signed for that. When we type in the name, because we do, after you sign,
right,
we type in E as the first initial, and you got to put a last name. It's not like Earl Douglas. You don't type in the whole thing.
Right.
And not very many people know that we type in their names, E. Douglas, and I went, man, he really did sign.
Earl, you had to have signed for that.
Yes, you do. And we have to know the name of the person that signs. And you only type in the first initial and the last name.
All right, thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
Well,
all right, there you go, Earl.
See the completed movie. Nobody's going to see the completed movie till I finish it. So
you're not going to get this finished, Paul.
It's all ruined. The whole thing.
The whole thing is ruined.
It's not. But in any case, as a matter of fact, things are looking better than ever as far as from my end. But hey, I'm not going to.
And let me ask you this, Paul. Why is that? Who is the number one person that is doing most of the work?
Crotch Critter.
The person that I brought in.
As far as I know, all the work that everybody done, I did. I appreciate tremendously, and even yours, sir. But unfortunately, there's pluses and negatives, and your negatives are.
Rob, you're on the Ron Fez Show.
Hey, Ronnie, what's up? Listen, I'm editing a film right now that I was going to put in the Staten Island Film Festival.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to pull it from that and give it to you guys exclusively in place of Gap.
Wow, interesting.
What kind of film do you have, Rob?
It's kind of a drama, and it's not a happy story. But no one
Sounds
else has
great.
seen it except me.
All right, what do you think, Paulo? Should we replace you with Rob's film?
Well, in any case, I'm going ahead, despite, whatever the final legal ramifications are of Crotch Critter's actions, I'm going ahead and finishing my film, and make sure it's ready for next year's Oscars. That's all I can do.
You were supposed to have it ready for spring so that we could have this opening night.
I'm just saying, I have it ready. I'll have it ready this week, essentially, and Bruno Kirby has a couple of things he wants me to do around Oscar time, at the end of February. He wants me to come up to New York, do some stuff up in New York, just for No Filter Paul, he says, because he felt so much pressure about the fact that it was on Opie Anthony and everybody was talking about it. He said, it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. So he wants to drag me up to New York again for, to make that No Filter
I'm going to tell you something, Paul. I talked to O&A. They're fucking stoked about this film. They want to be their opening night.
And that's what I'm saying.
Now that fucking you're letting Earl fucking bootleg this thing all over town, it ruins the excitement level. It needs to be a surprise. It shouldn't have been online. Everybody needed to show up and be shocked by what they've seen.
Exactly.
The fact that it's on Crotch Critter's website destroys the purpose.
It wasn't even going to get a critic screening.
Can I say that
we can't?
Maybe we should talk behind the scenes, off the air, about what we should do with Earl, if you know what I'm saying?
Earl, you're going to have to make good on this.
Earl, something's going to have to happen about this Earl situation, if you know what I'm saying.
All right, hold on. Here's Ty. Ty, you're on Ron Fez.
Yeah, Dick Holder 270 checking in.
Oh, the old school.
I'm having trouble downloading this. Film off FuckYouFezzy.com. I was wondering if Earl could help me out with it.
All right, I'm going to look into FuckYouFezzy.com. Might be down right now.
I hope so.
Turtle, you're on Ron Fez.
Ronnie, since Dave left the show, things are spinning out of control. I think that Earl needs the threat of Dave taking his job to perform at a professional level. I got to say it. Bring back Eastside Dave.
Turtle was a guy who never liked Eastside Dave and used to get mad every day about him.
Hated his guts.
I am leaning towards bringing back Eastside Dave. I'm disgusted by the way Earl and Fez set up a fucking contest that I'm voted out.
Can the Midnight Rider come in and take care of Earl for us? I mean, in some way.
Paul, I'm glad that you're joking around, but you fucked this whole thing up.
I'm not joking around. I didn't do anything. I mean, I tried to control a few out-of-control personalities. That's my problem. I mean, my biggest mistake is I wanted to make it
out of control, Paul. When I came up there to film a movie, I get up there. There's no script. We've got a microphone taped to a
should we bring someone else?
Nobody,
you had a tendency to insult everyone. Everyone on the set.
Somebody would have RCA jacks. Was there any RCA jacks?
There's a certain actress in the film who should be in the studio right now who could tell you that, maybe you were a little insulting, almost to everybody.
The one that you ended up going up there and sleeping with.
No,
right?
not the one who's in the studio right now.
Who's that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Me?
No, one of your interns.
Who do we have? Which one?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to bring her into it unless, she wants to talk about it. I mean, maybe.
Oh, Shell Bink?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, she's not with this show. She's with the night show.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, there's some.
We took an extra show so we could promote this film.
All I'm saying is that one of the things that was a little disturbing, and this is just one little tiny incident. We all, we're going to have pizza. And we all sat down, and he was, kind of bitching about the pizza. And then he started talking about his MySpace, and he goes...
What was the problem with the pizza, Critter?
I'm glad you asked, Ron. First of all, the deal was that we would provide breakfast and lunch. They would be responsible for dinner. All of a sudden, I'm standing outside.
We didn't provide a breakfast or a lunch. That was the lunch.
Student walks up to me and says, "Hey, can you cover this bill?" The bill was $80 freaking, and that wasn't even part of the whole deal. We weren't.
But you didn't wind up covering it anyhow. And the point is, then you're talking to them about your MySpace. Oh, how many MySpace people you have? Oh, is that all? Ooh, well, because I mean...
Oh, geez, what was the whole thing behind the MySpace beefing it up and everything, Paul? Geez, I don't know, maybe to produce
exactly,
movie.
But that doesn't mean you have to insult people.
And you're talking about people leaking stuff out. How come there's stuff on yours and several other people's shots from the movie on your MySpace?
There's no shot. What? Chapanoo? There's
several of them, Paul.
There's a couple
There's
of posters.
several of them.
This premiere is done. It's over.
All right, Paul. We'll talk to you later.
All right, bud.
I'll talk to you later, Crotch Critter.
All right,
And
Ron.
Earl, you better get to the bottom of who signed for this.
Yeah, you noticed that Crotch Critter never gave me any type of info on how to track the package down, like a tracking number or anything.
You would have had to ask him for that. You never said a fucking word since you denied that you signed for it.
No, but he's saying I signed for it.
I can't believe you got a review coming up when?
February 7th. It's a week from this Wednesday.
You are not ready for this review, Earl.
I am totally ready for this review.
You'll be lucky to forget getting a raise. You'll be lucky to walk out of there with a job.
I fully expect to keep this job. Fully expect it. But, I mean, I don't...
Work in the black angle?
No, I'm not going to work the blank angle.
If you've got fucking that thing out on the street, that you signed for a package of Paulo's life work and lost it, and don't make me bring up what you lost to Fez and Eyes.
No, I understand that.
A computer disk that I fucking know. That's why I cannot sit here and go, hey, I know Earl, he doesn't lose things. Because you lost something of ours that was very valuable. You haven't replaced it, nor does it even seem like it bothers you.
It totally bothers me. I made calls all weekend about it. I made a call this morning about it.
And yet, it's not here.
I understand.
You act like somebody else should take care of it for you. You fucking lost it. It's your responsibility.
And I'm trying to make the problem better. I'm trying to fix the problem.
Because he signed for this fucking thing and lost it.
Yeah, it's saying things like I'm gonna try to fix the problem. That's not what you want to bring up in an employee review. Sentences like that.
Kevin, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, boys.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that Earl just keeps fucking up. This guy's got to resign. He's making the show worse and worse every day.
All right, Earl will give you the opportunity right now.
No, I'm not resigning. Not at all.
How much worse can you make the show? Can you try to get Dave back?
Yeah, I can get Dave back.
All right. When we get back, Earl will give him a call.
Yeah, we'll give him a call.
Ron Fez Show.
Ronnie. Fezzy. The Ron and Fez Show. XM202.
And you come back, and before they can even get to the Eastside Dave call, Crotch Critter's back on the phone. Why? Because Paulo's new girl called and was like, if you really leak the footage, we're gonna sue you until you don't have any money left. She called Crotch Critter's wife a cunt and was just really stirring the pot. So then they have to call in and talk to her. She explains herself. They have a little bit of a fight. And then, do you remember this woman at all? I'm blanking on her name.
Who is it?
I'm blanking on her name.
On her name, that's not going to help.
What was Paul? Was it Melinda?
Millie Hatchet?
Millie Hatchet. That's who it was. Yep.
Yeah, Millie Hatchet. Sure. I definitely remember Millie Hatchet. I remember everything. I met her. Absolutely remember Millie Hatchet. I can picture her face right now as we speak. I'm surprised.
How about her personality?
Seem like someone who would say cunt. Like you're a cunt or your wife's a cunt. So that's actually a little surprising to me, quite frankly.
What else can you tell us about? Like, where did she come from? Was she actually an actress? Was she a message board gal?
No.
Was she hot?
No, I mean, listen, I don't want to be rude. Who did she look like? Oh, God. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of 1987 Roseanne Barr? Is that a good thing?
I'm going to be honest. I don't know 87 Roseanne. I don't know 87, but I don't think there's a good version.
I don't mean in a heavy way. I meant in a facial way. I should be very specific. Okay. I don't even know if Millie Hatch is alive. For all I know, Paulo could have killed her too. Allegedly. We're not saying, we want to make it absolutely clear that we don't know if Paulo killed his wife, Gaylo. And we're not implying that. We're just speculating that happened.
And that if we were...
we don't know it.
If we were a police officer, we would have motive, opportunity, means, and a borderline confession.
Right. You got a 90 fucking minute confession on YouTube. It's called Gap. Anyway, Millie Hatchet, you know, I want to make that clear. Roseanne Barr, when thin, not an unattractive woman.
I wouldn't say she was an attractive woman, though, would you?
I'm trying to spare Millie Hatchet's feelings because I don't know if she's alive, dead, crippled, has fucking, you know.
I mean, if she looked like Roseanne
coming out of her ears, I don't know.
She looked like Roseanne 20 years ago. It's not looking good. COPD and whatnot.
I mean, she didn't fucking look like Julia Roberts. I don't know for anyone else from 1987 that's applicable.
I'm just saying, sometimes you got to do the math and go, hot, crazy. What's the balance here? Right? Is the hotness worth the crazy?
No, it's that a little younger than Gail. All right. A little younger.
So is anybody not in AARP at this point?
Listen, controversy hot take right here. Let's have a little Tales from the Satellite hot take. Between Gail O and Millie Hatchet, I think Gail O was more easy on the eyes.
So did Earl Douglas, right?
The more attractive of the two physically. I'm not saying mentally, you know, she was easy. She was probably quite challenging, in fact, because she was fucking crazy. But Millie Hatchet, more normal, younger, you know.
I just also willing to date Paulo. So that
and willing to date Paulo and probably willing to sort of
cash.
Well, no, I was going to say like probably willing to also feed Paulo's delusions that he was going to be a director. He was going to direct the next Blair Witch Project, that he was going to be the fucking Tarantino, the Kevin Smith of 2008.
Is there anything more attractive than a girl who's willing to feed into your delusions? Like, no, you don't need to move home. You're going to make it in comedy. And you're like, yeah, God, marry me. But I mean, don't listen to your parents, the psychologists. You know, you got this.
Don't listen to the successful ones with college educations and degrees and experience in life. Just listen to your other fucking New York fucking weirdo comedian friends.
Yeah, don't listen to the entire Ron and Fez message board. You're going to be a director, baby. But, okay, fair enough. So she stirs up some shit, and then Earl calls Dave.
Calls Davey Mac.
Yeah, and what do you think you did at the time? Obviously, you lived it, so you remember, but...
You went like this, Robert. What does this mean? What am I doing, Robert?
Bring in the reliever.
Yeah, you got it. Lefty. Southpaw. Don't you forget that, Robert. I'm a southpaw. So he said, Earl can't do shit. Call in Mariano once again. That really should be my name.
And
I know you like to you sort of like to give me the Michael Jordan shit, but really I'm Mariano Rivera. I'm the fucking closer. You call me in, fucking business just picked up. I don't remember how I treated Earl, but I would imagine, okay. It's kind of fun when you ask me these questions because I like to, I don't know because I don't like to hear the clips until we put out the episode. So, but I like it when I match up. And I'm going to say that I was a little bit like, yeah, now you're calling me. Now you want to talk to the Dave man, huh? Now who's fucking asking Davey Mac to be on their side? But I don't know. So what was my reaction?
It wasn't even that nice. It was basically, I heard you refuse to take responsibility for the tape still. Nothing's changed. Earl's a liar. You can take your offer and shove it. Fuck you, Earl.
Wow. So aggressive.
I mean, yes and no, right? Like if we're being honest, that's what I hate about the movie Rudolph. My man just said, sure, Santa, whatever you need after getting bullied the whole movie. I would have been like, oh, now you need me, Saint Nick, huh? All right. Yeah. No. I would have pointed it out. And that's why I'm not a good human. I need to rub it in that I've beaten you when you said I couldn't. That's right. Yeah. I like to remind you and maybe even say so much to the point that they put it on your tombstone. Worst decision they ever made was fucking with Bobby. But you know what? That's me.
Oh, Jesus.
So I really appreciated Dave's response of, no, Earl, fuck you.
Yeah, well, what did he ask? Like, what did he say to me?
He was like, Dave, hey, it's Earl. We was wondering if you would be willing to come back, Davey Mac. We're wrong. We miss you. And as it kind of gets teased out, Ron's like, well, I would need to hear significant apologies. And one of the first thing you bring up, Earl refuses to apologize for. And Ron's going like, we want him back, Earl. Why won't he apologize? Or why won't you take responsibility?
And that was like, the tape? That was the not telling Ron and Fez about the Gap tape?
This was even further back. I think it may have had to do with Maddie Light even, and the hypnosis show, but I could be mistaken.
Wow.
Because you were still fighting about that.
Fucking in my craw, huh? I was still pissed off at Earl about something that had happened months previous.
And apparently something at FM you did really well. You were more famous than Ted DiBiase. Some promo you cut, Ron really enjoyed. Do you remember that at all? Do you remember your hatred of Ted DiBiase? Okay, sorry.
The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase?
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong name then. I listened to this a lot this morning. So.
Oh no, that's that Dusty Rhodes. Holy shit. Did I really say that? Dusty Rhodes and his son, Dustin Rhodes, were attacked by the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and Erwin R. Shyster, otherwise known as IRS. And I must have been referencing that. But that actually was proper Dusty Rhodes in the WWE and not his alter ego, the Midnight Rider.
Okay. Maybe it was something else then, because your son comes up at this point, not your real son, some other. We'll get there. I don't really know what was going on there. It made me uncomfortable. It also made Fez uncomfortable. So I'm not alone in that.
Okay. I want to hear.
But we also, I just, as you're talking to Earl about, or Ron, excuse me, as Dave is talking to Ron, sorry, there's so many fucking levels here. The rider isn't there. So we're like, okay, I think some people might be like, I think I know what's going on here. You guys are having a banter about Earl's liar. And then Dave, you say one of my favorite lines, which is Earl should go to Liars Anonymous because he lies so much. He's got a problem with lying. And it just made me chuckle, the silliness of it.
I mean, it's very basic, Liars Anonymous, but they should have that. I've always felt like that should be a thing because there are some people that just can't fucking tell the truth. Earl Douglas, at least when I worked with him, was one of those people.
And
just can't tell the truth.
He also couldn't admit when he was wrong, which is something I can do.
That's the thing. He would fuck up all the time, but if he just said, yeah, that was a fuck up, but I'm correcting it immediately, and no one will know the difference, everyone would have been off his back. But instead it was the fuck up and then the cover up. Learn nothing from Richard Nixon and Watergate. It's always the cover up that's worse. And he would make that same mistake time and time and time again. I don't know if he still makes that mistake, but if you fuck up, just say fucked up, but I'm going to correct it very quickly.
Fucked up. Going to correct it very quickly. I actually have in my notes here what the argument was that Dave, that you were mad that Earl wouldn't take ownership for.
Tell me,
but
please.
before we get to that, we learned that you hate the rider. You think he's over the top. You think he's kind of just stealing the East Side Dave spirit and doing a most boiled down version of it. Yeah. What are your thoughts today as you've seen both individuals grow, both you yourself and the rider, into their own kind of separate entities? Was it just a fight club? The Dave wanted to be the rider? Like he took the best parts of Dave and this is who you wanted to be and you could be that guy.
I'm going to say that the motivation was Davey Mac wanted to get back in the ring with Ron and Fez. And also that Davey Mac was sick of wearing a luchador mask about 16 hours a day after about 2 to 3 months. I see why you're calling in.
No, I apologize. Let me rephrase the question. The rider character, if we're pretending as we do for all of these that you are the rider,
yeah,
would he have been just like in a fight club? Tyler Durden is everything the main character wants to be. Like it's the version of him. Like, is the rider the best traits and best characteristics you see of Eastside Dave? Is that how you develop this character? Because he is super motivating. He's a team player. He's super entertaining.
Yeah, but it's based on Dusty Rhodes. No, I'm just. Yeah.
Well, then you've got a lot of fun traits as Dusty Rhodes. Okay,
No,
I wasn't
best
sure.
version of me? No, not in any way, shape, or form. Because the Midnight Rider is very constricting. You can only talk like the Midnight Rider. You can only be the Midnight Rider. So, as Eastside Dave or just being me, you have way more freedom to do different things and have more fun. You're a little bit limited with the Midnight Rider. So definitely not the best version of me, but I appreciated the Rider, but I still go back to, I wanted to get the fucking luchador mask off. I was suffering from boils and lesions on my head.
Well, I mean, it was impressive you were wearing the mask. I meant more like personality traits, but I get what you're saying.
I know what you mean. I'm just fucking going back to the fact that I fucking wanted that fucking mask off because of the lesions. I grasp your point, you motherfucker.
Well, we just redeemed ourselves in the eyes of that one fan.
Yeah, you just said he never gives me shit. What is he doing right now? He's being a little fucking quibbler, and he knows how much I hate people who quibble. It's the thing that sends me into a murderous rage when someone just sits there and quibbles. I fucking hate quibblers. Quibbling sucks.
I wasn't really quibbling, to be fair. I was just trying to
now you're quibbling. You piece of shit! This is the goddamn definition of quibbling, you fucking quibbling quibbler! You know what I feel about quibbles.
Yeah, I get it. But wouldn't the actual definition be like a definition, not just an example? I'm just kidding. As I continue to quibble.
Motherfucking quibbler. I hate it. You know who's the number one quibbler of all time? Jared. And I've never seen Jedi Jared. And I've never seen someone
R.I.P.
who quibbles with wrong facts. Every time he would quibble and correct me on something, I would then Google it, and 100% of the time he'd be wrong and I was right. So the only thing worse than a quibbler is an inaccurate quibbler, someone who corrects you and then they're actually fucking wrong with their information. That is the type of thing that actually makes me want to get a gun.
Well, I don't want to correct you, but it was actually me on the Davey Mac sports program who kept quibbling with wrong information, Dave. So.
Oh, God damn you.
I'm just playing. Let's move on before you shoot me. Because I don't want to end up like you did with Earl, where you were very angry about the penny incident. That is what Earl refused to take responsibility for.
The penny?
The penny incident. Ron lost a bet and had to pay somebody like hundreds of dollars in pennies.
Okay.
Do you remember this at all? Because they don't get into a ton of details other than Ron being like, it weighs a lot more than you think.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, I do. I do remember this. Was it? Do you remember who it was? Who the bet with was with?
I don't. Like, literally, this is just kind of in passing where Ron gives a quick summary in case if the XM audience doesn't follow the FM show. So it was basically a bet on the Super Bowl, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And but the bottom line is he needed to get a whole ton of pennies.
A ton, and then mail it out, right?
Yeah.
So he did that. Earl said he didn't think it would be like a whole process. He could just do it real quick. You kind of were like, no, we're gonna have to schedule a delivery. Like this is gonna be an over. Like, so did you actually ever send out pennies, or did it just fall apart again because Earl couldn't do it?
Yes, but it's a fucking extremely, heavy, large, multiple packages. And he didn't understand that, like, you just can't go in the post office like you're fucking mailing your grandma a postcard. Like, you got to goddamn, like, this is going to be a big project. But he wasn't good at understanding time. He likes to take his time for like the 95% of the time allotted. And then the last 5% he rushes. That's like the Earl Douglas like strategy of working.
So like having 2 weeks to prep for an episode and listening to it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. So that was the penny incident. Eventually the pennies did get shut. And then what is obviously going to happen, the Rider is going to cut a promo on Eastside Dave McDonald. So the Rider comes in, Dave has to go. And then the Rider comes in, cuts his promo on Dave about being the hottest thing in town. And before you can really get into it with the rider because you're on the line still, they get a call.
Back with the Ron Fez Show on a Monday, 866-RON-0-FEZ. That's 866-766-0339. And you can always email us at ronandfez@AOL.com.
All right, Earl, once again, this whole thing runs into a little soap opera on a daily basis with you. I don't know what to do, buddy. You came in here saying you were going to have a great show today, right?
Yeah, I felt really good going into today, and then I get...
Your past?
Not so much my past. I'm getting accused of things that I have absolutely zero control over and know nothing about.
Steve, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, as a neutral party, I just got to say that, he's got the classic symptoms of a liar. His voice is going up. He's stuttering.
Thank you very much. Earl, are you lying? All kidding aside, Fez and I really did want Paul Lowe to put his movie out. We wanted to promote it in New York. We wanted to have a big opening night. And if there was any chance of any kind of opportunity for him, we wanted him to get it. To take these things, to put them on the internet, to sign for them and don't know where they are in the street, I got to tell you the truth. That is the only part that has me upset.
But I didn't do any of those things. I'm being accused of things.
E. Douglas.
I mean, where's the tracking number? Where's my signature? I want to see my signature on this thing.
Why? You remember it? Hold on. Crotch Critter's called us back. Hold on. Crotch Critter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what can we do for you?
Oh, well, I wanted to touch on a neat little phone call that my wife just received. This is, as O&A say, tearing down the third wall. Just received a phone call from Paul's almost significant other that if we actually did send that to you, that they were going to sue us for everything that we owned, and ended up calling my wife a cunt, and before she could respond, hung up the phone. And I'd just like to say to Paul that if you can't control your dog, you need to put him in a bigger yard, because this right here is getting out of control. Now, the gloves are off, because I was really just being nice about everything. The only reason I sent it to y'all was so that y'all could, have some fodder for the show.
Right.
And why would I want to sabotage something that I had a vested interest in?
I think if anyone sabotaged this, it was Earl.
Now, Crotch,
the fact that these things are out on the street.
Now he could lose his zebra farm, Earl.
Ostrich.
It's a ranch. There's Fez, that you don't plant them.
Now, Crotch Critter, where is? I want to see this. I want to see this package. I want to see the signature.
You have his number?
Yes, I have his
number.
number.
Call him after the phone. I don't want to after the show. I don't want him to give this stuff out on the air.
Yeah.
Then everybody will have the number.
I can fax it to you and everything else. If you want to see it that way, I can do whatever you want.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, Ron. Bye.
I'll tell you this. I do like that girlfriend of Paulo's. I like when a girlfriend will be right there for you. I call them drunkard's dream. You live your life like an asshole, like a drunk, and your girlfriend's there to protect you. Nothing like it.
She seems a little too aggressive, though, making these phone calls, just shoving Paulo away from the phone.
I love it.
I'll take care of this.
Every alcoholic needs somebody like that in his life.
That seems a little too much for me.
Of course. She has a vagina. Of course it's too much for you. Big D, you're on Ron Fez.
Yeah, I just want to say it'd be great if you got rid of Sapphire. Somebody who get the job done instead of pointing fingers and blaming others. I'm surprised you ain't blaming David for this.
I know this. Since Eastside Dave went away, you've been struggling, Sapphire. You're playing the fucking dancing fool with the Midnight Rider instead of getting shit done for the show.
I'm still getting things done for the show.
Two shows too many?
No, not at all.
You want to give one up?
No, I do not want to give one of them up.
Both?
No, I want to give both of them up.
How about showing up for one?
I'm showing up for both of them.
Physically or mentally?
Both.
All right, you said you wanted to get Dave back, right? And you told us you could do that, correct?
Yes, but...
Well, we got him on the phone right now. Do you want to talk to him and Fez and I will stay out of the way?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I don't want to be the only person in here all day long. All right, let me go over here to Eastside Dave. Dave?
Yeah, Mr. B.
Hey, a long time no talk to you in the daytime.
Hey,
yeah,
Eastside.
how's it going? How's it going, Fezzy? What's up?
I don't know whether you still listen to the show.
I just tuned in today. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do listen sometimes because I have free time, obviously.
Oh, yeah. We had a little problem, and as you probably heard, even Turtle from Whackbag has asked for you to come back.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's going to mean a lot to you, right? Your nemesis?
That means something. It means that people are coming to their regular minds. You know, I'm not exactly pleased about what I was hearing during it about how Earl is still lying.
All right, Earl.
Still on the lion horse.
Earl has a question for you. Earl, I'll stay out of the way. Go ahead and ask. Some music, Fez. Some nice little music in the background.
Hey, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can make it happen, is there a way, if there's a possible way to make it happen at all, would you come back?
Here's my answer. Fuck no. How about that? Because of all the lying you did, and because, most importantly, I am not going to work with some weird math cowboy who took my job when you didn't back me up at all. All those times that you had a chance to go in there and say something to Ron or Fez, and nothing, not a word comes out of your mouth, and now you fucking embrace this new asshole like he's some son you never had.
All right, Eastside, what is something in the past that you would want Earl to admit to maybe get you to forget about this?
You know, Ronnie, it's kind of funny that we're mentioning him having problems with mail.
Right.
One thing I'd like for him is to admit, one time he said to you that, Ron, I sent a huge box of pennies out.
Right, that is right. Last year's Super Bowl.
And it never happened. Not only that, but I told him, Earl, the package is too big. We have it packaged, but we haven't sent it out yet. We're going to need to take a day to get someone official over here. And yet he told you, Dave told me, Ron.
You never said that to me, Dave. You never said that to me. I said, Dave, is that package going out? You said yes.
The ED in your name must stand for eternally dishonest. Because it doesn't stand for Earl Douglas anymore.
Let's explain this. Last year, I lost a Super Bowl bet to Jenny Q. What was it? Only a couple $100, right?
Yeah.
I think it was like 200 or something.
Right.
So I was furious to lose, but you got to pay off your bets. So I thought I'd send her the whole thing in pennies. And apparently pennies weigh a lot more than I thought.
They add up really fast in the weight area.
But Earl disregarded the fact that he was having problems and just never told me that it wasn't getting sent out.
No, I told you what was told me, that it was sent out.
This is your way to get Eastside Dave back?
No,
By still keeping the fight going?
Let me just put another thing in the log. In the early log of lies. Okay, what is this, the 29th of January?
Yeah.
Because you never said that. Or I never told you that, Earl. I said they've been packaged, and I never said that they went out.
Earl, who do you want back, Dave or the Eastside Rider? Or the Eastside Rider. The Midnight Rider.
Don't get me confused with him, Ronnie.
The Eastside Rider. So stupid. Who do you want back, Earl?
I mean, right now, after getting totally trashed again, I'd rather be called Sapphire by the goddamn Midnight Rider.
All right, so that one ends.
What a piece of what just garbage you are. I can't.
All right, Dave.
I thought you wanted him back.
Yeah, but the guy freaking throws me under the bus at every single turn.
He just wanted you to admit something.
That's all I want.
What, admit the things I didn't do?
Wait a second, Ronnie. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a problem. Like people have problems. They go to Alcoholics Anonymous. You need to go to Liars Anonymous. And one of the first steps is to admit that you have a problem with truthfulness.
Would you admit that, Earl? Would you take the first step?
No,
that you're powerless over your ability to lie?
Don't lie on a regular basis. And again, everything I tell you is always relaying information that is told to me. That is it. And then when it comes back, well, I didn't say that. Well, that's what you told me.
All right, now, Earl, I really think part of our problem is we can't have two shows with two different things. We either got to go all Dave or Earl all Ryder. And you're now picking the Ryder?
I mean, am I going to work with a guy who constantly throws me...
Who are you picking, Earl?
Like, right now, I'm definitely
Yes, right fucking now.
I'm going with the rider.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Dave,
Thank you.
I am going to have to make a choice here.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the rider would be interested, Fez. I don't have no idea whether he wants to do something like this full time, but here he comes, kicking up a cloud of dust.
It's a big responsibility for a man who's on the run.
It's the Midnight Rider.
That's right, Daddy. Let me tell you something, Eastside Dave. Stop the whining and stop the crying, baby. You're yesterday's news. How many times does the rider have to say it, Daddy? You are like an old box of donuts. Only you don't come with the delicious crumbs. I thank you, Ronnie B. I thank you, Feather W, for choosing the rider and seeing who is the producer with clarity.
Now, I haven't made my choice. I don't think it's fair to Dave, but Earl has made his. And Fezzi, I need something in my life that's consistent. I either need all rider or I need all Dave, one or the other.
Half and half just isn't working out. Let's face some facts.
Thank you, Fez.
Looks like it's all Dave like whole milk, Ronnie. No one likes half and half. Right. In their coffee, people like 1, 2, 3 whole milk, Daddy. Dave is like a stale piece of bread with molded jam on it, Ronnie. It's over. It's 2007. He's here from heaven. His name is the Midnight Rider. Get used to it, whack bag. I hear you crying, turtle. Eastside Dave is not coming back. And I thank you, my sweet, sweet sapphire, for looking into the arms and the heart of your rider and saying it's here to stay.
All right, Sapphire, you made your choice. Dave, we still got Dave on the line? Get him back on for me, would you please? Get me Dave back on. I am going to have to make a choice, Fezzi. Now, last time, you made a crooked choice. Earl, you made a crooked choice. I've got to come up with something that's a little more fair. A little better for everybody. But first, there's somebody we need to talk to. Did she call us?
Yeah, she called us.
And it's Galo. And they're like, we got to let you go. Because Galo is up in arms. And I believe this is one of her last appearances, if not the last Galo on the Ron Fez Show. But she is in a different place of psychosis. However, when Paulo calls in to confront her, of the two, she seems more sane.
More sane than Paulo?
Yeah, because her point is like, this woman has a 16-year-old kid. She's using you. Like, she's going to hurt you, Paul. And she's like,
my God.
She's abandoning me, Ronnie. It's very sad. It's not as, I mean, there are moments of humor.
Millie Hatchet. Yeah, she had a teenage child. Now I remember this.
And
Boy,
like,
Paul.
that Paul needed to go to the psychologist with her and all.
Oh, man. She wanted to go to marriage therapy?
Well,
she was really willing to do the work. She was the real star of Gap, Gail O.
She truly was. And she says she was going to write a book about being, you know, in a relationship with Paulo, which is exactly.
The name of the book was Paul Killed Me.
These are my confessions. No, but that's the same idea Ron had.
I'm buried in Paulo's backyard. Please get the fucking local Florida police department over here and start digging up the fucking yard.
It was the original. If you're reading this, it's too late.
Oh, well.
But that's the same idea Ron had, in all fairness. Just proving her sanity is Ron's like, the real entertainment here is your lives together. She wanted to document that. And Paul's like, if you make $5 million, I'll come back. You know, it's kind of just a dickhead to Gail.
Yeah. Paulo should have put all of the money into getting 2-3 good cameras and some fucking asshole young kid who knows how to edit shit, and just followed Paulo and Gail around for a year. And it would be it would have been the best documentary of all time, because you would have said, oh my God, it would have been legendary. I mean, they make documentaries about far less interesting people all the time. So if he was smart, he wouldn't have done this fucking terrible horror flick. Just buy the cameras and then buy some kid who knows how to edit the footage. And boom.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sad. Like
Paul and Gail, I could see it. I could see it at the Oscars. Paul and Gail, I could see it.
did you ever
winner
see
for
the
best
movie?
documentary, Paul and Gail, Paul O'Callahan, Gail O'Callahan, and they get up and they get the fucking award, and then he probably would have decapitated her right there on stage because he's a psycho. But
That would have been a great ending to the sequel.
I mean, yeah, would have been way more controversial than what Will Smith did. I'll tell you that much. Right?
Keep Millie Hatchett's name out your goddamn mouth. But oh, absolutely, he would have recreated Carrie. Did you ever see the movie The Breakup with Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn? It's a chick flick, so I won't blame you if you say no.
I saw it once. I found it to be very depressing.
Yeah,
I said I never want to see this movie again.
I was the exact same way, and I got busted going to see that movie. I told my mom I was seeing a different one, and then she called, and the chick I was with was like, "We're not seeing that," and I got grounded. But that's why I never saw it again. But it's like that Banksy's version of that, you know, where he does like Disneyland, but it's all sad and depressed. It would be that movie, but just like the Banksy version of them slowly poisoning and just sabotaging each other. Galo's running up a credit card debt. Paulo's slowly sharpening 100%. His knives. She's gonna have an accident, Ron.
They were always unique. And I mean, to think of going back to the Oscars, they kind of are the Will Smith and Jada Pinkett of the Ron Fez show. You know that? She's probably a little controlling, a little mentally unstable, gives the husband shit. The husband now has become crazy because of her, but he's also fucking gone nuts. Tendency to maybe strike out, be impulsive, and be violent.
For some reason, the women are famous despite not really having anything that would normally make you famous, like talent, and the men are secretly closeted homosexuals.
Oh, whoa. Now we'll get sued.
By who?
Both Will Smith and Paul O.
I got some tape.
We're not saying any of that. That's not what we're saying.
Okay, that's not what we're saying. Yeah, of course. We're just mocking satire or whatever they say.
Satire. These are, satires. These are little satires that we like to throw at you. Satires. Paulo killed his wife. Satires. You know what we're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah. Galo kind of ends with her typical "I'm going to be dead soon" thing. And
oh, yes, you are, lady.
Like days. Not weeks.
Should have kept that mouth shut about Millie Hatchet.
Yeah, apparently that was the final line.
Hi, Galo.
Hi.
Hi, how's everything?
How did you know things really were bad today, or that? I mean, I'm so close to going back into the psychiatric ward. He hasn't shown up for 2 days. He's supposed to take me for doctor appointments and help take care of the dogs and everything, but he hasn't done anything.
Who,
I don't know what to do. Yes. You don't know how cruel he is. You don't know him like I do.
Well, I had no idea this.
It's so horrible. You have no idea. I'm in absolute hell because I still love him, and I'm just this pathetic woman who doesn't understand why he's doing this. I mean, I understand about other women and everything, but not after 31 years. I would have hoped there would have been some sanity to it, you know?
Well, I know he's been working on his movie pretty hard.
I know that, but that's not what this is about.
What is it about?
He's deliberately staying away from the house because he wants to, because he's enamored with this woman or whatever, and she's putting him under a lot of pressure, I guess, to make a decision, so he doesn't even want to call me anymore.
You think she's calling the shots?
What'd you say, honey?
You think she's calling the shots in Polo's life now?
I think so. I think that he's that kind of person, you know, that if somebody else leads him by the nose, and since he's not a grown-up and never has been, that's all he needs is somebody to do that.
So for the last couple of days, you had appointments and all. He just won't help you with them.
He won't help me. He won't take me anywhere, and I'm scared of driving because I'm not well.
It's dangerous for you to drive.
I've been going, but I keep forgetting where everything is. I have to try to drive home. I'm at a Bennigan's.
Mm-hmm. Kind of sounds like you, Fezzy, out on the road.
And I can't put it together. I can't figure out which lane to get into it.
I have all these same problems.
Yeah.
What?
Here, let's try to get a hold of Paul O for you. Hey, Paul?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Gail called. She's got some problems.
Yes, I heard.
Where have you been for the last 48 hours?
Well, first of all, it's Sunday and Saturday, so there's no appointments that take place on Saturday and Sunday. But
you
the fact is,
have to let people know where you are. Things are broken. The TV's broken. The oven is broken. The stove is broken, and you are nowhere to be found.
Well, unfortunately, the stove was something you broke just in before you went on your vacations. The second thing is...
Well, I didn't break it on purpose, and I didn't break the oven. So stop looking for excuses to make yourself...
My head wouldn't fit in it.
The stove was something you broke before. Anyway, the thing is that I'm trying to have a few days of real peace because you put a lot of...
You told me when you called that you were under so much stress and you needed this day to do what? What, is this other woman so important to you that you can't even make sense of your own life?
At all. But that's the point. You every day there's a lot of stress involved with talking to you.
There's a lot of stress involved with me talking to you, or have you forgotten that? Have you, Paul? Paul, have you forgotten? Have you forgotten how fragile I am?
Yes,
you know what you do to me every day?
It's a pattern of manipulation over 30 years.
I am not manipulating you, Paul. She is.
You have tried. Yeah, well, I mean, there's always, to a certain extent, we're trying to figure out how to control, your problems, and that you have to start taking some responsibility for yourself.
These problems to this extent if you had stayed in communication with me. But behind my back, you emailed this woman. You emailed her. You met her. You had sex with her. And now you're trying to say that it's my fault.
Today, I said,
no, don't even try, Paul. Don't even try. No, Paul, you don't understand something. You're putting yourself in a very bad position.
Yeah, because you drove to Bennigan's, and you're going to wind up getting arrested because you can't drive.
All I want you to do is to keep your end of the bargain right now. Plus the fact that I don't really believe that you love her. I really believe you're going through some kind of real mental breach in your life right now, and you need help getting through it. But you don't know how to discuss anything and never have.
Come on, let's face that. You have created an enormous psychological destruction of yourself and myself.
Don't you see how much Gail loves you? Don't you hear it in her voice?
That I can hardly breathe when he's not around.
Mm-hmm.
During the night, I think the dogs look like it might be him laying down next to me. And I get up and turn on the lights and he's not there. He does not understand whether he has reason or not.
You needed
he's injured me.
You realize your whole life is about manipulation. You've manipulated because you know I'm easy to get along with. I'm always going to do it.
You're not easy to get along with. You are a child.
Crossfitter knows he can manipulate me, so other people have to protect.
I had ideas, Paul, about how to solve some of our problems, and they would have worked.
Like what, Gail? What would work? Give us one of your ideas.
I figure since we're having trouble with the house, keeping it in repair, and we have these high financial bills, which some of my problems too, but not just me. But I was thinking of taking money out of my annuity that my father set up for me, taking it out, having the house fixed up, making everything look good, and then just go on with our lives. If we were under stress because there's a mess in our lives.
You spend enormous amounts of money.
He went behind my back and found somebody else to talk to. Somebody else you could lie to.
It's not going to pay for all the bills you're creating, and you're destroying things in the house every day. I mean,
I am not. You stop that now. You stop that. You have the right to say that to me after you throw me through drywall, after you've broken every door in the house. No, don't you even try. You have broken every door in the house.
Part of your manipulation of me.
This is the shower door.
You use everything you can to control me.
You don't have a leg to stand on, Paul.
No.
You hurt me bad, and you still are. I will never get over this, Paul.
We have fought our entire life because you're a fighter. That's what you do. You like to fight.
I have to, Paul. I have to because I'm so fragile. I have to do that. I have to. It's the only way I know to survive.
I'm just a person who likes to sit and watch movies and be quiet.
I don't want to do that to you right now.
No
you forgot that I was in Orlando and you had to pick me up.
I didn't forget. You
forgot, Paul. Stop lying.
It's usually a Saturday to a Saturday.
Paul, you're a terrible human being. And if I were you, I would go on that appointment with me this afternoon. I would go if I were you.
Now, what's the appointment for it, Gail?
This is, yes, it will. And he doesn't realize where he is in his life. He's complaining to me this morning about how much stress he's on and just needs more time to work this out, work that out. You know what? I do give a damn. I'll be there for him. I'll stay there with him.
That's
and
love.
if it has to be one way, I will. No, it's not.
No.
I will be there for you. I don't hate you. I don't. I love you. And I sound like the most pathetic woman in the entire world, but I do.
No, it's just that, look, everybody has problems, and you have the personality, borderline personality disorder and bipolar. And we've worked with it for 30 years, and I'm burnt out.
Find another man. I did not go and find another man and decide that my problems were so great that I had to involve another person in the anxiety that was already going on in my life. It should have been marriage counseling. It should have been anything else.
Do you understand
Anything
that
else?
you
No, I
basically
don't understand you, Paul.
my mind and everything? I mean,
that woman is the reason why this is happening, and she is not appropriate in this situation. You are putting yourself in a lot of danger. She's got a 16-year-old daughter, and she's forcing you.
Now listen to me, Gail.
Paul, there's nothing that you can say in defense of yourself. I have to take care of the house, the dog. You have let the house go to ruin. You have been doing nothing except working on this film. I don't think you have any idea what you're doing. You're hurting me beyond the point where if I tell anybody about this story, they are horrified.
All right, Paul?
Yes.
Will you come back to her?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Why not?
Because
you will.
What
yes, you will, because we can work these problems out.
I think
and you're just talking right now.
Number one, you've got to write the book and make $1 million.
Well, Paul, you know what? You know what? If that happens, that's fine. But I wanted it to be for both of us. I wanted everything to be for both of us. Now, I made some mistakes, and you have made a lot of mistakes. But just because you shack up with another woman, it does not mean that I should have to face this cruelty and this emotional turmoil. This is not. Do you know that I'm ready to go back in the hospital? I can't function. I can't find anything. Everything is lying around. I'm losing things. I can't keep up. I can't drive myself to the doctor. You know darn well that you still love me. But you have issues, and you think that being with this woman is going to solve them. But believe me, Paul, your issues are not going to be solved by this relationship, not even remotely.
Paul?
I'm the only one in the world who really knows who you are. The only one in this world who knows who Paul O'Callahan is.
All right, Paul?
I know him very well.
I hear love. I hear a woman that loves you.
Yes, I understand.
I'm sorry I didn't hear you. What?
I said when I hear you talk, I hear a woman that's in love.
I am in love.
Yeah.
I am in love, and it's not fair for him not to go to a marriage counselor with me or even talk this thing out. He snuck behind my back, did what he thought would make him feel better, and he's destroyed my life, literally.
How many times did I tell you?
He doesn't think I'll do anything. He doesn't think I'll do anything, but now there's no difference to me whether I'm alive or dead. There's no difference to me at all. The only thing I care about are the 4 Pomeranians. He should never have done
How's
this.
Regis?
A 31-year-old marriage is worth going to a marriage counselor for.
Constant torment. Every day for the last year, I was saying,
No, Paul. Paul.
Kill me, drop the weight on
me. We need to talk, Paul.
Paul, are you trying to tell me that you two weren't happy before?
We were happy.
I'm trying to tell you that clearly we're poison for each other. Is it that obvious?
In this world. People develop problems. It's not because they don't love the other person. It's because things happen in life. You know?
I mean,
that's what
but you told me that if I'd only told you
that's fine.
that I was going to leave you if you didn't stop spending money.
That she was sent from God? I mean, give me a break.
Paul, you said that Melly was sent from God?
Yes. In the ward when I was over Christmas.
Oh, God.
This is what he tells me.
This is what you tell her in Christmas?
Yes.
She's in the hospital?
Well, she's tied to the bed.
Gail was on a path to death and destruction and bringing us all down, me and the dogs with us. This, if anything, is turning her around. If anything. I mean, it's painful. It's a painful.
That's why. What did you say, Paul? No, this is not turning me around, okay? This is not turning me around. I'm pretending to try to cope with the situation as it is. But you have left me no choice. You will not cooperate with anything, Paul. You won't do anything. You're acting like you're 4 years old, and somebody has left
where
you
you
in the
weren't trying to
playpen too long.
manipulate my every move.
Paul,
I needed a few days
no,
where you
Paul,
were
this
not
woman
big
is not
stress
the
on me
answer,
every
and you
second.
know it.
What?
Paul,
what's the answer?
you need to take me to this doctor's appointment this afternoon.
And as I said, I told you a few days ago.
There's no reason for you not to do it, Paul.
Yeah, the
no
reason is
you have
that
tonight off.
you're demanding it. You're saying
Yes,
I'm
I
not
am.
doing
You know
it.
why? Because I know better than you do. I know better than you do about
Everybody
you.
knows better than Paul. That's it. Scott Schroeder knows better than Paul. Everybody knows better than Paul.
Paulo.
You're making a terrible life decision right now.
Paulo.
That is going to hurt you in the future.
Did your girlfriend...
I'm going to die you right in the face.
All right, hold on, guys. Paulo, did your girlfriend just call Crotch Critter's house and drop the C-bomb?
The point is that
yes or no?
has no problem defending
I didn't hear that.
and saying things to.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to go into what anything that was said in a personal conversation. And he called me back and is okay. Look, I don't want to get into fights with anyone.
Paul, you're not going to get a divorce and marry this other woman because she is going to break your heart, or you are going to lose to such extent you will not be able to. Because I know you. You will not mentally be able to.
Gail, will you fight the divorce?
No, I won't. I want him to realize that he is making a mistake because of what? Because of sex? Because he didn't understand the problems that I was having at my age? I mean, he doesn't understand
I need a
what's
minute
really
of talking
gone on.
for myself. Okay, are you going to listen now?
What do I have to listen to, Paul? Going behind somebody's back and having sex with them?
Okay, but you're not listening. That's the point. You told me that you told me that all I had to have said to you was that I would leave you if you didn't stop spending money. That would have been the magic word.
What did you say? What?
And you said that I didn't use the right magic words to stop you from spending money. For instance.
Well, but now you know what? You know what, Paul? This is true. And if you'd been the kind of person, like for 3 months before all of this happened, I knew something was wrong with you. You are a coward. You would not bring it up to me. You would just stay out all night. You wouldn't come home. We should have been seeing a counselor so that we could have tried to figure out ways of staying together.
For the last 4 years, I've been telling you to stop spending money every day, and you didn't hear me.
I did not spend tons of money every day, Paul. If that's the only issue that you have, then you have nothing.
Big piles. You would take them out of a big bowl, and you would go out. And you'd spend. It was insane.
All right, Paulo. The first night that you made love with Melly, where was Gail O?
I'm not interested in discussing these things because, I mean, frankly...
Why aren't you? Do you know that that's a horror movie that keeps playing in my mind every minute that I'm awake?
Okay.
Mine too.
Paul. The issue is...
No, you should have come to me, Paul,
that I told you
laid out
you
on
were
the line.
done years ago every day.
No, you should have come to me and say, Gail, we're having these problems. If you don't stop doing this, I'm going to leave you. But you never had the guts to say that to me.
You threw a can of potatoes at my mother and it hit the glass behind her. Huge.
Oh, for God's sakes, Paul, that isn't even remotely
Thankfully, the
true.
glass didn't shatter and cut her into a pile.
Potatoes don't come in a can.
Where are you coming up with this stuff anyway? Are you dreaming this stuff up?
This is years
you want me to
kind of
bringing to your attention the amount of times you choked me?
All right, hold on, Paul. Paul,
He needs,
how many times did he...
that needs to be said. He hit me. All through our marriage. He choked me.
We were fighting all along.
Paul, let Gail talk. What did he used to choke you?
With him.
Yeah.
He choked me until I couldn't see, until there were stars.
I'm not, you're just lying now, and that's all you're doing.
He broke the shower door. He's ruined everything in the house. He is a complete slob. He has completely destroyed his house.
Right.
Whenever I say anything about her, she's going to try and turn it. It's the same thing with Crotch Critter.
There's nothing you can say. You did the wrong thing. You don't automatically, when you're having problems, just go to another woman.
If they put enough pressure on me, I'm going to crack.
All right, Paul.
That's why they put the pressure.
Are you going to go pick her up today and take her to the doctor?
She's at Bennigan's right now.
What?
You're at Bennigan's right now, right?
I wish I was at the next table trying to enjoy a lunch.
Exactly.
Yeah, they'd kill me.
Who are you there with, Gail? You have friends?
Is there any way you can take that phone call outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're telling you to leave.
Well, they just want me to take the phone call outside.
Sure.
Because I can't hear you. But hold on. I'll be right back, okay? All right, now, the situation is this.
Order some potato
He
skins.
doesn't
Starving.
realize that he's getting older.
He is.
Doesn't realize that not everybody in the world is going to be attracted to him all the time. He may end up all by himself. And the thing is,
I'd be better off by myself than with you.
I'm trying to protect him.
I know you
I'm
are.
trying to protect him because a 16-year-old daughter is not somebody that you're going to go without responsibility for. She's right at that time when she's going to need a father figure. And he's going to be it? The one who forced me to have 2 abortions?
As I said,
There's something like I said,
Paul.
You're going to take me to this doctor's appointment this afternoon.
You can't abort the 16-year-old.
What? What, are you going to force me to go at gunpoint to this doctor's
Are
appointment?
you trying to tell me that you're going to leave me alone in that house forever and never come back and not
told
deal
you,
with anything?
not today. I said not today.
No,
I said,
Paul,
give me
I
a
need to
couple
go
of days.
today.
Yeah, well, I told you no.
Why are you doing this, Paul? Because she's putting pressure on you to really break up with me.
Everybody's putting pressure on me.
Yes, Paul. You don't come home like that all the time. You break my heart in two all the time. I can't fight for you anymore.
Don't give up,
Gail. Paul, you are making a mistake.
Don't give up, Gail.
You really need to be better as a person yourself. You depended on me your whole life to do everything and to clean up all the problems.
We were just married.
But this is the entire marriage. It was constant. I mean, in and out of here, in and out of there.
New York City is a big deal to cope with when you're 20 years old.
I mean, you punched a police officer in the face.
So? That's yesterday's
I don't
news.
remember that, but maybe it's true. But I'm not going to own up to certain things that he keeps saying, which are not.
I know.
And he keeps avoiding the issues that he's been beating me up, and he's been hurting me, and he's been doing this mentally and physically for
Basically, you've gotten a
31
free ride
years.
from the police for the last few years because they know, that I was connected.
The police know, and they're all on his side because what is he? He's an officer, too.
All right,
They
Paulo.
make fun of me.
Paulo.
Yes.
One more chance. What do you say? Give her one more chance.
Come on, Paul.
Make this thing work.
Here's the
Yes,
goal.
it will work, Paul, if you give me a chance.
That
If
she
you go
turns
to this
herself
doctor with
around,
me, it
she
will
writes
work.
the book, makes $1 million, and then becomes a big shot.
Then you'll go back with her?
No, but I'm just, that remains to be seen that any of that will happen. I mean, if she becomes good.
What is the book talk?
I'm trying to help her with a book.
Guide to Bennigan's.
He wants me to write a book and make $1 million, so then he can decide whether or not he wants to come back to me.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, cruel bastard. I'm
He is.
sorry that this is just wrong. If he would just clear his mind, because he was a good Catholic, if he would just clear his mind and realize, no, you were. That's
You were,
one of the
Paul.
reasons why I love you, because you are a good person, and I'm not trying to put you down and make you feel
You took an oath,
you
Paul.
already feel.
Yeah, I
But you really, Paul, you are never going to find anyone in this world who loves you and cares about you as much as I do.
I believe that.
And if you make that mistake, Paul, you will never forgive yourself. You've got to give me a chance.
I have a desire that you should become a positive person, which you haven't been for years.
I need you right now to go through this with. I need you to come on and fess up that you're a man and not a 14-year-old boy having a breakup. I need you to face the situation for me and for us to work things out, and you are not facing it.
I am trying everything I can to make you have a positive life.
Oh, please.
You haven't
don't
had
show up
for
for
years.
days. You don't give me money. You don't care whether the
That's
house
not
is filthy or not.
true.
You come into the house.
You went
come
to
into the house.
Sarasota, spent so much money in Sarasota, I can't even believe it.
He comes into the house, and all he does is go directly to the computer.
Oh,
Directly to the computer, and that's all he does in the house. This is it. This is all he does. I mean, things are getting beyond my control because I'm becoming too overwhelmed. I'm too fragile for this. All he has to do is talk to me like a human being, and I would probably just love him even more because he had the guts to do it.
Sure.
For the way he has done this is so cruel. People that have heard this story
I
don't
think she
believe
needs
it.
to go to New
Over
York
Christmas.
and work with Earl, and the two of them can make her, perhaps able to function in a positive manner. I think if Earl takes her under his wing and tries to train her, I think it's very possible that she'll be.
All right, Paul, you're being silly now.
I'm not.
All right, when are you going to come over and see her?
I'm not sure if that's going to happen
Answer
today.
the question, Paul.
I don't want to see you today, Gail. I've already said that.
Tomorrow?
I understand that, but I had a standing doctor's appointment that I needed you to take me to, and you never once over the weekend told me that you were going to have an appointment.
Hey, Gail, who got you to Bennigan's?
I did tell her.
What?
Who took you to Bennigan's?
I took a cab.
I see.
It was $6, but it was worth it. I was going out of my mind at the house.
You drove the car, and you're going to probably be drinking and driving.
No,
and you'll probably be arrested on the way home, and that'll take care of everything.
I memorized the yellow cab numbers, okay?
Yeah,
so
the car isn't at the house. The car isn't at the car isn't at the house.
The car is at the house.
No, it wasn't.
Paul, you better get over Bennigan's.
Oh, because you know what, Paul? I went out because I had to go to the bank.
Sure.
Because I have to pay a bill that is coming up, and I would have worked with you, and we would have gotten in such good shape. In about 6 months, we would have.
Well, first of all, I didn't ask you to pay any bills unless we agreed to them.
You didn't give me a chance. You didn't give me a chance. You went behind my back. You lied. You cheated. You knew I'd never done anything like that.
No.
You knew that I would work with you no matter what I did, but you wouldn't work with me. You wouldn't work with me. You would do nothing except feel sorry for yourself and your situation and everything. Well, Paul, I understood it, and I was trying to get strong enough to start working again and get back out there. Now I couldn't work on a car if I had to.
Huh?
I mean,
you are a cool human being, Paul, and I hope that this woman really means a lot to you because she's already had 2 husbands, right? And they made her much better. They made she made their lives perfect, and she's been sent from God to help you. You're a stupid man.
He is.
She's looking for somebody to help her with her 16-year-old daughter. And you're a loser, and it's going to come back to you, Paul. I swear I believe in karma, and this is going to come back to you, and when it does, everybody will know what
You've already tried to kill me, Gail, about 1,000 days.
You need to get away from this woman, and you need to work with me for a while, even if it's only for 2 weeks. If you still come up with the same situation, then fine.
That seems fair.
You need to work with me.
Could you dedicate 2 weeks to this?
To set her up on her own.
I mean, it's because
14 days.
She's trying to manipulate me. Now everybody's trying to manipulate me.
You need to be manipulated. You're doing the wrong thing.
I don't need to be manipulated.
No, Paul, you don't need to be with this woman. I don't know how sensitive you were or what happened or what she did for you that was so great.
I got
you
an idea.
are still married. You are still married, bud. And you have responsibilities. It's time that you started to show up for them. I'm the one not going to a lawyer right now. I'm the one who still loves you right now and is going through unbelievable hell. You could have the guts to work with me for a few weeks to see what really comes out of the surface instead of this namby-pamby crap of yours.
Assuming
that's what it is.
If we're lucky, have 6 months left of life. Don't you think...
you won't mind spending 2 weeks of it with me.
No, don't you understand, Gail?
Yes, I do understand.
All these
years
have been torture. For
Paul,
year in and year out.
You have not been tortured, Paul. Life was torturing you because you couldn't face life. You couldn't face life.
Paul, we gotta let you guys go. Are you gonna go over Bennigan's and just finish this?
No, I just want Earl to talk to Gail and see if he can do something with her.
He wants to what?
He wants you and Earl to talk. I don't understand why. Gail, you call us if you can't find him again, okay?
What did you say, honey?
We're going to let you two go. But if you ever can't reach him, go ahead and call us, and we'll make sure we find him.
Well, will he come home tomorrow? When will he come home?
Tell her when you come.
Be fine.
Tomorrow. He says he'll be there tomorrow.
Why in the world would he be so cruel like this? I hope you guys understand. You're not women, and
I know.
You don't
it's
understand.
hard. It's hard to understand, but I see your side of it, that's for sure.
Do you really think that if he was his doctor with me, I want him to commit to at least 2 weeks of this?
I think
because I want to be sure, and I think I deserve it.
I think you do, too. Polo, commit to 2 weeks with the doctor.
All right. Well, obviously, I'm basically going to have a mental breakdown right now.
Would you just commit to 2 weeks with the doctor?
In a sanatorium, yes, that would be fine.
All right, he commits.
All right, 2 weeks.
All right. All right, what are you drinking at Bennigan's, Scalo?
I don't like it.
What's
Too
the
many
drink?
college students.
Yeah, what's the drinking? What are you drinking today?
Diet Coke, as a matter of fact, because I know how upset I am.
Sure.
I keep moving from room to room and replacing the keys and then finding this piece of paper and then losing that. I mean, I thought that they didn't give me the money at the bank. You know, it was only $50 because my bank is getting really low. But I thought I had lost it, and I had just walked out to the car.
Oh, jeez.
And I didn't realize that it was in my purse. I couldn't find it.
All right, Paul, you call her later, okay?
Another thing he needs to be reminded of.
Yeah, go ahead.
You also need to be reminded, Paul, that you need to give me some money every week, and you're trying to get out of it every week.
I do.
So that's enough with you.
All right, Paul.
All right.
Bye.
I talk to you two later.
Bye, Galo.
Sorry.
No worries.
Bye.
A lot of people who listen to this, please don't take drugs.
She's not happy, and she's not normal anymore. She's so lonely, she's got no one left to lose. And she wants to die before Christmas. You hope to die before Christmas?
I hope so.
She's afraid.
I'm afraid that if I die before he will, and I think what's going to happen is he won't care at all.
He won't care at all if you're gone.
I'm gone.
I'm gone.
I'm gone.
She's probably going to commit suicide. Hit your lighters,
You
everybody.
die first. I probably will. Suicide.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't kill yourself. Kill someone else. Someone else. Gail. You're gonna have to kill Paul. You'll have to do it while he's sleeping. Hang, bang, shoot him in the head while he's laying in bed. You can blame the medicine.
The biggest problem is that she doesn't understand exactly how mentally ill she is.
I am not that mentally ill. I have a bipolar disorder.
That's nothing.
It's not.
It's a bipolar on top of a schizophrenia.
No, I'm not schizophrenic, Paul. I'm dual. You've heard of what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's it. The doctor
Dual
wouldn't-
personality.
Yeah, you don't.
Taking
You know, I'm not
pills.
psychotic, Paul.
I'll tell you right now, that Perry ended up being just a seer, because that thing, it was like a fortune teller. Those two, Fezzi, were trying their best to get Polo's movie fixed, everything to work out with Melly, everything to work out with Galo. But I got to tell you the truth, he's in a mess right now. He is in a fucking President Bush mess.
Yeah, Polo's approval rating way, way down with his constituents, that being Galo and Crotch Critter.
Yeah. He used to be in the best marriage we knew of, and now he's got himself in all these problems. Now, Earl, you seem to be caught in with every problem that's happening, too.
Then we get an allusion to this Midnight Rider Jr. character from Ron. Apparently, there's some Midnight Rider Jr. on the message boards.
Some fucking kid. Yeah, I remember this kid. He was actually a kid.
Is that a plot line?
No, he was actually a kid who created the character on the message board, but I remember him calling every once in a while.
And we get to that in a little, his first, but I just didn't know if that was a Dusty Rhodes storyline. I didn't know, but
the writer was getting over, and he
inspired some fame.
He spawned a mega fan, and the fan was the Midnight Rider Jr.
and
I mean, that's a big time. That's how you know you have been a success, is when you are spawning junior versions of yourself.
And kids, right? Like, we've all seen a character for an adult who makes a Twitter account based off something you did on the show that's fun for a few days. But this is somebody who's a kid who has, you know what I mean, could be out hanging with friends or playing video games. It's doing it that you inspired. And that had to be a really cool feeling.
And that kid, by the way, today is now the governor of Maine.
I don't know enough to dispute you, so I'm not going to quibble and move on.
Yes.
If you had said Vermont, I might have had a prayer.
No, I'm just happy that the fucking no quibbling clause finally pays off because all that was bullshit. But no. I mean, he's the governor. My
I
fans become successes in life. Go ahead, please.
Well, I didn't hear a quibbling clause, but that's okay. We'll just move on. So you guys go to break to reset because it's pretty heavy, and we're probably going to cut the audio in here so you guys can just listen to that whole fight. And now we would be back from break, kind of like they were. And this is where the turn starts to happen. Dave called in. It was kind of the first reveal that perhaps the writer had gone stale. Not that he wasn't producing every day, but almost the Gilbert Arenas of his team, where he's putting up 33 points a night, but people are used to it. You're like, are you going to put up 40 ever? And he definitely brought guns to the studio because he was a cowboy. So that's why he's double fitting there. But come back from break, and the one thing missing since Dave left the XM show was Eastside Dave, your probably signature bit, board gossip.
It's board gossip time.
A little gossip, a little chat.
What radio producer is very black, very lazy, and very dishonest? I don't know. Who could it be?
Who can it be now?
Yeah, that was that was TMZ before TMZ. I should fucking sue TMZ because they basically stole that from me after I stole that from Page 6. So actually, specifically, Cindy Adams is who I was trying to be.
Be very interesting to see where the world would be without everybody ripping you off, is what I was going to say before you revealed that you stole it from Cindy Adams. But,
Do you know who Cindy Adams is?
No.
Because
so
I think
accomplished.
that Cindy Adams might just be a New York lady. But when we would get the news at like 6 o'clock p.m., the New York news on NBC, Cindy Adams, who did have a column in the New York Post, would also do a little TV spot where she was always doing blind items. And she talked like that. She had like she felt like, even though this is like 1990, it was like she thought she was like born and raised in like, well, she wasn't born and raised, but like she felt like she was existing in 1935 New York. And she'd be like, I have it on good authority that Club 21 had two celebrities who were going at it, She would do all that type of shit. So I actually, that was Cindy Adams.
So that's where the board gossip came from. I love that.
That's board gossip right there.
And one thing I've come to learn from my listening to Ron and Fez, and feel free to correct me, but there truly wasn't anybody else who could do that bit. Like a number of times, whether it was the intern revolution or in this case, Dave being gone from the show and there being such a desire, other people try and it does not go well. This time it's Frenchie, who gone too soon. Our thoughts are with her, but she tries. She has Frenchie Jr. does it's board gossip time. And at the end of her board gossip, Ron goes, can she do that again? And Frenchie goes, no, she's one and done. She's been in a bad mood all day. Like the kid just, but in hindsight, like I get everybody hated anybody else from the message boards doing anything. It wasn't bad. It was kind of a fun tongue-in-cheek poking fun at Dave. Ron points out nobody brought up Happy Typing Girl, so she'll be happy because she hated how much everybody always talked about her, which I thought was kind of a fun tongue-in-cheek thing. Ron's just taking shots all around. But the result of Frenchie doing board gossip is the demand for the man is back. The callers start calling in for East Side Dave.
Yeah, of course. The demand for the man is back. I am the man. Sorry, I am the man. But, see, the thing about board gossip that I actually took seriously is that I went on the message boards. I went on FBA, a message board that was the FBA stood for Full Blown AIDS. This was just a regular radio message board, and it was called Full Blown AIDS. We said FBA for short because it's kind of, weird to be talking about your friends on Full Blown AIDS. And I would look for the dirt. Then I had at least one really good source.
Yeah.
Every single board gossip, I would ask Mikey Boy.
Of course.
Any dirt? Because he was an admin at ronfez.net. So he would know the people who were scuffling in and out. See, I had people I was calling. I was working the phones. I was doing this. I was doing that.
Fuck you, Mikey boy. You deal with me now.
Well, when other people were doing the board gossip, they didn't reach out to anybody. How are you going to get goddamn gossip if you don't talk to people in the community? You got to be working the phones to get the board gossip, baby, to get the juice.
And we haven't done the full intern revolution. We talked about it on one of the Christmas episodes, but there was a fight because you were helping Lily with it and you asked her to leave something out. And like it,
Shell.
Even then, or Shell, I'm sorry.
Big. It was
Shell,
yeah.
Then maybe another time there was another. But anyway, you were helping somebody because you were their source. You had already still done the work. Yeah. So the callers started to call in. At one point, in addition to calling for Eastside Dave back, somebody points out that they saw the rider on Pal Talk. So would you go home and go on? Did you have two accounts? How did that work if the rider were to appear on Pal Talk?
That was probably drinking, Robert, in full disclosure, and then me just putting the luchador mask and cowboy hat on. That's probably what they did. Once the rider entered Eastside Dave's vicinity, I felt like anything Eastside Dave, the rider was eligible for, and that included my own Pal Talk account.
Well, somebody reported that they saw the rider in a jacking room.
In a what?
One of the rooms for jacking off. And the rider defends himself and goes, I don't know what that's all about, but he disappears for a little bit. More callers are calling in for Eastside Dave, pointing out that the rider was in the jacking room. And this episode of the Ron and Fez Show ends with the rider doing a poem about being in the jerking off rooms on Pal Talk.
First of all, I never even knew that there was such a thing until just like, well, now that you've refreshed my memory. Yeah, I was not in any jack rooms. I'm not, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but I'm not Bobo Daniel Curlin, who was fucking caught jacking off online. I'm not him. And again, I'm not here to throw anyone under the bus, but Daniel Bobo Curlin was infamously caught jacking off on Snapchat. And we all saw you, Daniel. Bo, we all saw you. And so that was never going to happen with me. I don't understand jack-off rooms when there's free porn on the internet anyway.
Well, sometimes it's fun to like talk to a girl and be like, hey, do this, do that, you know, if you were into that.
Oh, I don't think that's ever fun.
No? Telling women what to do? It's kind of my whole entire existence. Oh, okay. All right. Once you get past that fear, then just telling them what to do. Yeah. But we're going to play that poem, obviously, and we're going to take our first break right here. So thank you guys so much, and we will be right back from this. But before we go, Dave, tell them about all your awards on the Rat. Tell them about all the places they can find all the podcasts and everything in the Davey Mac universe.
Oh, well, we're doing this now? Oh, okay. All right, I'll do it now.
Nope, you're right. We should probably do it at the end. Sorry, good point. Thanks for quibbling. Sometimes quibbling does help. But do go to Silk City Hot Sauce and use promo code RIDER. We'll be right back after
Silk
this.
City Hot Sauce? Wait, hold on. Silk City Hot Sauce?
Yeah, the Silk City Hot Sauce.
What's the promo code?
Rider, R-I-D-E-R, like the Midnight Rider series.
Rider, R-I-D-E-R for Silk City Hot Sauce, because what I love to do is take the Silk City Hot Sauce and I pose the Silk City Hot Sauce all over me. I put that hot sauce on my hat. I put that hot sauce on my dick. I put that hot sauce in my ass. And every time I love the Silk City Hot Sauce, it makes me hot. It makes me flavor. It gives me so much spice. Oh! That Silk City Hot Sauce is packed with delicious flavor, baby. Have you ever tried Silk City Hot Sauce on microwavable popcorn? If you say no, then you gotta get some Silk City Hot Sauce right now and put it on your microwavable popcorn. It's a Silk City Hot Sauce. It goes like so nice. Ooh, that tastes so good. Silk City Hot Sauce with the promo code RIDER, baby.
Ron and Fez Show. Boy, what a day. What a Monday we're having. Everything's crazy today.
Polo's movie Gap has been lost after raw footage of it was supposed to be delivered here and signed for. Now that's missing. And Gail O, his wife, is just beyond nuts even for herself.
And, let's put that aside. Let's look in-house. For some reason now, Earl is fighting both with the Midnight Rider and Dave.
Yeah, we definitely, more with Dave, because Dave has asked me to admit the things that I've never done. And
today, did you ask for me to bring Dave back to the show?
Yes, I did.
And what happened when I called Dave?
He threw me under the freaking bus again, like he always does.
Then why did you want him back?
Because I was trying to be a bigger guy. I was trying to look past all of that, and then he just turned around and threw me right completely under the bus all over
again. Now, you
again.
still work with him at night. How's that going? Be honest.
It's going okay. It's actually going okay.
Now, why? You know that I need some consistency in my life.
No, right? But save for the fact that, again, he'll throw me under the bus at every given chance.
Give him a letter grade how he's doing as your producer.
I would say C.
Will you say that to Wiki during the February 7th meeting where a C is not enough for the show? It's not an average show. We can't have average producers. What letter grade would you give yourself?
Honestly, I would give myself a C.
Really?
Yeah.
So we got 2 average producers.
Yeah, I will totally admit, I slipped this last year. A lot.
We cannot. So you should not get a raise, you're saying, when Wiki comes in.
I don't know about the raise part, but...
You said you slipped.
Yes, I have slipped. But...
So why would you give a guy who slipped a raise?
Well, I gotta eat, don't I?
I have no idea. Why should that be XM things? They're paying for a product, right?
Yes.
Are you delivering the product?
At the moment, no, I'm not.
But you're saying that you're not delivering the product, but they should pay more.
Just a little bit more. I'm not asking for a big whopping raise, but just a small.
Does this take balls, Fezzy? Normally you would come in and say, I worked real hard, I'd like a raise.
That's usually how these reviews go.
Not
like in the real world.
I'm hungry, I gotta eat more. Eastside Dave, let me talk to my other C-level guy.
Hi, Ron. Yeah, Ron, is it possible for someone to give a grade lower than an F? Like
no.
H? Like an H? Because that's what Earl gets in my eyes.
I would accept F or incomplete, and he can make it up later.
Fine, I for Earl Douglas. That's what he gets. And by the way, I totally identify with Gail because I had someone who lied to me, who I cared about, who I thought was close, and his name is Earl Douglas. You are such a liar.
You are, Earl.
How am I a liar, Dave?
You just told Ron that you want me back. I'm on the phone, and I don't like him. Well, that's fucking schizophrenic.
It is schizophrenic.
No, it's not schizophrenic. I was willing to be a bigger guy and let this all go. And in the first chance you get, you're trashing me. What kind of gratitude is that?
I'm not trashing anyone. I'm pointing out the truth. And you just deny and deny it. Ron, I've learned the ED in his name stands for expect denials. Because that's what Earl Douglas is. He's a denier and a liar and a manipulator.
Earl thinks that he should get a raise for losing Gap and saving the show that problem.
That's going to be hard to explain to Don Wiki Wicklin on the 7th.
I'm sorry, Ron, the phone wasn't good. Did you say he expects a raise for taking a nap?
Oh, good one.
Because that's what it sounds. That would be more accurate. Let me just leave it at that.
Oh, I'm sleeping on the job now.
When I was there, you were. When I was there.
Dave?
Yeah.
Since we cannot expect to bring you back, there's too many problems, we may have to look to replacing you at nights with the Midnight Rider.
That's ridiculous.
Because I got to have consistency.
That guy, the rider is a sham, first of all. He's just yelling. He wears a mask because he doesn't want people to see his identity. He's almost as bad as Earl. And why he's become Earl's boy, Earl's dog, is beyond me.
And I'm going to tell you why I think he wears a mask like that. I think it's Anson Williams. If I had to guess, I think it's Anson Williams under there.
Why would Anson Williams hide his face?
Exactly. Why?
I mean, whether it is Potsy or not, the main thing is he can't be trusted. People in masks rob banks, Ron. They don't work on radio shows. Well, and Earl, of all people, should know that. Did he have any say in this hiring process with this guy, with this new producer?
Remember this song, Dave?
Yeah, I do. Thanks.
It used to be there for you. No longer. Now there's someone new hosting the show.
Razzle Dazzle. It's Board Gossip with Eastside Dave.
Well, Frenchie.
That's a word. Yes. It's board gossip time. It's board gossip time. Hello? Hi, guys.
Frenchie, is that your little daughter?
Yes, it sure is. It's little Frenchie.
Little Frenchie.
Yeah, she was trying to practice all morning for you guys.
She did fantastic. Tell her we're very happy with her.
Nice. It's Board Gossip time. Frenchie Jr. was telling us.
Tell her we want to hear it one more time because she's so cute.
No, she's not going to say it again. She's being a little brat this morning.
You get once and out. That's it, huh?
Yeah, once and out, and then she's sick of Mom.
That's
That's some of the gossip.
Yeah, exactly. I've been finding some juicy gossip for you guys all weekend.
I want to hear some of it, okay?
All right. In XMFan.com, we have some paranoid haters. It seems that Glacier Fan Club has been quoted as saying Perry's songs are terrible. And Electro Hacker was quoted as saying, Agreed, Dave's song sucks so much ass. The timing was off and it sounded horrible. And he wasted 3 hours on it. What a fucking moron. I wish he would leave or die or something. Fucking Midnight Rider bullshit. I have half a mind to go down to New York and kick him in the balls myself.
Jeez,
that's very, very angry at Paranoid.
Yeah.
On Pal Talk, the O&A fan room has split off into several different groups. It seems that the elite Pal Talkers have joined Casey Lon's new fan room, while others are left in the original fan room and having balance wars back and forth with each other.
Wow.
And the Gorilla Position, who lives in Alky's basement, has officially resigned ownership of the Ron and Fez Big Ass Room and handed it over to me.
Wow.
And he announced on FBA that his girlfriend is pregnant. On that note, we have an Irish Alky update. He's now home.
Good.
And he's back to his normal drinking schedule. His liver's fine, although he now has to pause to remove his colostomy bag for a couple months and replace it with a fresh hip bag.
Does he really have a bag on his hip?
Yeah, for a couple months he's going to have a bag on his hip.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of seeing that firsthand. So we just hope he gets fully better soon. On FBA, Hey Mother Kisser and Hummercash were sighted all over together getting close and making out. They were seen at Dave & Buster's in Philly, and at the end of the night they left together. And this weekend on Pal Talk they were on cam together, and they kept disappearing from cam for blocks of time.
Wow.
Lucci and Everyone have fallen in love over a video game, World of Warcraft, and they have been casting love spells back and forth to one another. Now, Lucci is married with children, so I wonder what her husband thinks of that. Yeah. On Whackbag, Fruit Monkey, a former mod of Whackbag and frequent poster, is caught giving the fuck Whackbag and down with Whackbag sign on FBA, where it was posted, and he does not post on FBA, so I don't know if there's a little infiltration going on. Milkman Dan is wondering why the guest booking has disappeared on the Ron and Fez show. He wants to know if Earl's dropping the ball, or is the Midnight Rider too wrapped up in other things to book a decent guest. So
what's the story there, Earl? Why don't you answer the listeners?
No, we have a big guest coming in this week.
But when's the last time you've had a major guest on? I had to hop shows. I had to go over to O&A to meet a cool celebrity guest.
Yes.
Yeah.
You caught that on Pal Talk also.
All right, Frenchie.
I have just one more thing.
Oh, good.
RonFez.net. We have a couple things. Mikey Boy has been caught lurking on SpreadTheIris.com.
Really?
Could he be looking for a new home? I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know, but it seems that Spread the Iris is the new kid in town. Everyone's loving it, and
we also have a new card on there that's been quite hot, which is the Frenchie groping card for me.
Very nice.
Self-centered. Now I have permission to grope people, even though I'll still grope people without it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get that card on Spread the Iris. We have Dan as one of our admins, and it seems that there's somebody on FBA that's not too happy about that and has been voicing his opinions. I wonder who that could be. We're not really sure about that. And we also have a new contest going on at Spread the Iris where we're giving out mod ships to the first person to post in the thread. Now everybody could be a mod instead of waiting 6 or 7 years like me and Dave and Paranoid. So yeah, that's board gossip for today.
All right, very nice job, first time out, Frenchie.
Yeah, I had to catch up on all the stuff that Eastside Dave missed while he was gone.
Quite a bit.
So yeah.
Hold on, Perry has a question for you. Hey, Perry, go ahead.
Who hates me, Ron and Fez?
Frenchie.
It's off of xmfan.com, and there's a thread about your songs, and it seems that the thread started with Glacier Fan Club, and there was quite a few people in there agreeing with him, Electro Hacker, and quite a few people.
They're all fags, and let me tell you something. Anybody that hates Paranoid in 2007 is simply jealous. I'm tired of the hate.
Yes,
so all you fuckers can keep on hating. I'm going to keep doing the best shit I've ever done, so keep fucking hating me, you fucking jealous bitches.
All right. You got a new song coming up today, right?
Yeah, Ron and Fez, I sent a little something in about Paulo and the Lost movie, so hopefully we can get that on.
So you wrote a song during the show today.
That's timely.
That's right. That's how great I am.
All right, thanks a lot, Perry. We'll have that on in just a couple of minutes. Here's Dugout Doug. Hey, Doug, you're on the air. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Ron, I actually have a last tidbit of board gossip. It's late breaking.
Oh.
I want to thank Frenchie for uniting 3 of the boards out there. That's ronfez.net, whackbag.com, and fullblownaids.com. Because all 3, for the very first time, agree. We need to get Dave back for the board gossip segment.
Wow.
Yeah, I bet Doug wasn't too happy with my Who Could It Be line.
So I came up with a great idea for it. We could do a power hour. Eastside Dave versus the Midnight Rider, mask versus career.
All right, not a bad idea. All right, thanks, Doug.
Great idea.
All right, Frenchie, nice job, honey.
All right, guys, I love you.
Talk to you next week.
Out again. Thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, Frenchie. Oh, I guess Frenchie Jr. doesn't do an out cue.
Razzle Dazzle. It's board gossip with Eastside Dave.
A little gossip, a little chat, a little idle talk of this and that. I'll tell him.
Frenchie bringing in plenty of items today to board gossip.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them out there. Although some of the boards not happy, I guess. Adam, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, with the sad news of Barbaro passing today, I thought the show could honor him by euthanizing Earl live on the air.
Earl, do you think it's time for us to put you down? Put you out of your misery?
Not a horse, and I'm not getting put down anywhere.
Do you have a broken horse shin? Is there something? Because you can't walk with those legs of yours.
My legs are fine, and I'm not getting put down at all. I'm not a.
Is there anything on the planet, any animal as fragile as a fucking horse? I think a butterfly could last longer than a horse.
For as big and strong as a horse is, if it, snaps a hoof or something, that is just it. There is no, it just can't exist. It's like pulling the lungs out of the thing.
All right, here we go. This is the brand new song that Paranoid wrote during the show today. So you got a title on it, Fez?
This is called No Movie by Paranoid.
And it's basically about Earl and Crotch Critter losing a copy of Gap, Paulo's movie, and it's out there somewhere. Perry's going to take a shot at it.
Crotch Critter sent out the clip. Ain't gonna be no movie.
Crowd critters sent out all the fucking clips, yeah. Paulo made a movie. Paulo made a movie. Thanks to Crotch Critter, the movie has been leaked. Thanks to Crotch Critter, the movie has been leaked. Now why the fuck would you sit the unfunded movie clips up on your MySpace for everyone to see? Paulo made a movie. Crotch Critter ruined everything.
Ron Fez Show, there you go. It's, Earl, it's a song about you again. Congratulations.
I'm not particularly proud of being mentioned, particularly on something that I never saw or never got received.
What name was on the receipt?
He's claiming my name is on it. I have zero recollection of signing it or even seeing it.
Striker, you're on Ron Fez.
Yeah, hey, buddy. Hey, I got a little board gossip that was missed. Midnight Rider was seen doing things on Pal Talk that's no-no.
Like what?
He was in a jacker room.
He was in a what?
A jacker room.
The Midnight Rider was in a jacker room on Pal Talk. Is there another room on Pal Talk without it being a jacker room?
Well, pretty much all of them are, yeah. But,
Midnight Rider here to say he was not caught in a jacking room. Somebody gave the rider a link to the room, Ronnie B, and he was confused. People are used to riding the cowboys. I'm used to cattle. I'm used to the campfire. Technology still a little confusing.
You're used to jacking it to horses, and this time you were caught jacking it to people.
I was
jacking it to other guys?
Absolutely not jacking. No, sorry, Bob. Somebody gave me a link. I clicked on it, went to a jack room. Ha ha, you got me. Nice job. I owe you a pack of marshmallows, Striker.
Shame on you, Ryder. Shame on you, Ryder.
No jacking here, Ronnie B. Don't take Striker's word for it. He's a lying cowboy.
Hey, the rider.
Not crazy about this. Now, this got sent to me. This is I guess it's a MySpace page, and it is for Ryder Jr., I guess a young boy who claims he is the son of the Midnight Rider. Here is something off his page.
Hey everybody out there, this is the Midnight Rider Jr. talking to you, Daddy. And now my job is time for one more, so my dollar in my pocket. But I still got my Wally Posse t-shirt and my Wally Posse sticker. So I'm gonna send that down to you, Ric Flair, and you, Arn Anderson, because I ain't never gonna let you catch me, no. I ain't never gonna let you catch the Midnight Rider Jr., Daddy. Join the Wally Posse.
That's my baby boy.
I love the Midnight Rider Jr. I don't know how you can get linked up for that, but I guess they'll be up on all the web pages. It looks like the Watley Posse may be behind this, but just take a look at this little skinny kid, and he's the Midnight Rider Jr.
That's my baby boy. Why you suck it to him, Junior? That's it, Daddy.
So that is your son, huh?
That's my baby boy, Ronnie. I haven't seen him, oh boy, in about 7 years. But the reunion, even if it's on Saba reunion, it's a sweet one.
Yeah, I guess so. Now, you can take him into one of your jacking rooms that you seem to enjoy.
Ronnie, that was not me. I was not in the jacking room. Thank you.
Are you excited right now that Sapphire got behind you against Dave?
Well, I expect it, Ronnie. I don't expect him to support DiBiase or this Eastside Davey character. And I say thank you, sweet Sapphire, for proving once again you are the light of my candle.
Brian, you're on Ron Fez.
What, Ron and Fez regular who thinks everyone's picking on or sucks at reading or board gossip? I don't know. But it makes me want to eat French fries. Who could it be?
Boy, these people, they're so quick to attack these days.
They hate to see anyone else doing anything on this show.
We have got to also, when we get the opportunity, maybe we'll do it tomorrow. We'll give him a little time to settle down, but we really need to get a hold of Alki and see how he's feeling. He did leave a word, Fezzi, as he left the hospital. Iris Alki, who I guess is going to have a colostomy bag for the next couple of months, he left word, and this was it.
I have no problem with Riley, Luck,
I don't even know who the fucking cunt is, but for any of those fucking mods to fucking ban me over some bitch that has been around for 4 fucking months takes a lot of fucking balls. And for Mikey Boy to give me a fucking message that says, I'm too tired right now, I'll deal with you in the morning, fuck that shit. Fuck that. You deal with me now. I only fucking call in. I only fucking answer the show. I've only been friends with fucking Eastside Dave for 6 fucking years. For me to fucking be pushed aside and to still be banned in the morning is bullshit. Is absolute fucking horse shit. I don't fucking matter. Like, I don't fucking add anything. Some people that come out to those fucking Ron and Fez fucking parties come out and fucking want to say hi to me.
Now, is that a man that you want to have a bag of shit on his hip? I'm nervous what he's going to be acting like, knowing he's got a shit bag ready to throw at all times.
That's a weapon. Apparently he just didn't feel well when he was saying that.
Well, here's somebody to make everybody happy. It's Bobo. Hey, Bobo.
Hiya, buddies.
Hey, Bobo. Mambo Italiano. What can you do for us, pal?
I wanted to give a report. I'm sitting in a bathtub staring at a straight razor from some of the stuff on today's show. It's been pretty intense. So I wanted to give a report.
Bro, this is how I feel after every show.
Well, now I can dig where you're coming from.
Thanks.
The D.C. bar night that was put together by Bama that happened Saturday was a big success, was a lot of fun, real cool to meet a lot of new people. One interesting thing that happened as I was having a little conversation with our beloved Kathleen from the Bronx, this random drunk chick, like, walks up between us, puts her head in Kathleen's cleavage, and gives her a full tilt Bronski.
Really?
And then walks away.
So Kathleen had to be giving off some kind of bi vibe, right?
Well, Kathleen's gorgeous, but I mean, like if a guy did that, the cops would be there, and the guy would be in cuffs in a hot second.
So this wasn't even a girl that was at your party?
No, and we even got her to come back and say what the hell are you doing? And apparently she was just walking around, doing that wherever she could.
How did Kathleen from the Bronx react? Just loving it?
We sat there mouth agape, eyes open, staring at each other in...
Bobo, I could not believe it when this girl came up and gave me a Bronski. I thought I was going out of my fucking mind.
And now we've changed...
Where's Bri? Kick the shit out of this bitch, Bri.
So now she's officially Kathleen from the Bronski.
Good one. Nice line.
Thank you.
All right, Bobo.
Okay, love you guys.
All right.
Take care.
Don't hurt yourself. Tony, you're on Ron Fez.
How you doing, Ron? I want to ask Fez, how do you snap a hoof?
Fez?
Yeah, what can we do for you?
How do you snap a hoof, he says?
I guess you would break it. If you're a horse and you snap your hoof breaks.
No, he broke his leg. Your hoof's a foot.
A hoof, a paw. A hoof, it's a sin. I gotta get the big knife and cut it off.
You can't just leave it there, Daddy.
Drew, you're on Ron Fez.
Yeah, just a quick comment about Big Earl. I think he's having a fabulous year this year, and I think we should also have Dave back, for sure. Other than, a jelly jar, and keep the jelly jar and maybe the blow-up dolls out of the scene.
All right, there's Canada pulling very, very hard for Dave. Ryder, what did you think of the job that Frenchie did for us, replacing Dave on Board Gossip?
Well, I'm so familiar with Eastside David's Gossip Report, but this one sounded adequate at best, is what I'd say. On a letter grade, B+.
Now, adequate is about 10 times better than anything that Dave ever did for us.
Yeah, that sounds about right too, Ronnie.
The one thing I noticed, no Happy Typing Girl. There was no mention of Happy Typing Girl at all. Andrew, you're on Ron Fez.
Bodies.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Kenny Allen to take over for the Gossip Report.
They never forget Kenny Allen.
Never forget him. I would say bring him in, maybe even producing duties, daytime and nighttime for you boys.
He's got to be a young man now. Maybe he's ready to go.
I would think. We'd probably still have to follow all his rules, though.
Well, he is the one who says things, and no one can ever forget that.
Apparently he's in charge.
Yeah. Scott, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Got a question for the rider here.
Yeah.
If he got caught jacking to a bunch of guys there, does that mean he was in Brokeback Mountain and that's who he is?
Brokeback Mountain, is that you, Ryder?
That's not me, Ronnie B. Again, the link was confusing. I clicked on it, and it got me to some strange room. A room the rider never goes to. A room without flowers, without daisies. A room without sunshine. For in that room there was lots of men sitting naked below the waist, Daddy. And it scared the rider. It scared me.
Scared you so bad you started to come.
That didn't happen, Ronnie. What did happen, on the other hand, was it took a few moments to soak in where I was.
Ew, soak in? And then it dries into potato flakes.
I don't think we're thinking about the same thing.
Same thing?
THs. So after I
know, Porky.
After I soaked it in, I went away, back into the Ron and Fez big-ass room, where I stayed for the rest of the night.
All right, Ryder. Hey, Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, boys, even though Eastside Dave, even though he is a redheaded bastard, turned his back on the city of Chicago, about a month ago, we still like him a lot better than this fucking Midnight Rider. Yeah, he needs to ride off in the sunset.
All right, Chicago Dave, focus on the Super Bowl. I don't want you thinking about anything else but Super Bowl.
The Bears.
What's your prediction right now?
Oh, hell, 27-14 Bears.
27-14. The Bears. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, I think it was Brewster's Million that just checked none of the above.
Yeah.
Can we just check none of the above and get them all off of there?
It may have to get rid of Earl, the Rider, and Dave. Clean the whole house.
I wish you wouldn't do that, Ron.
That's the end of my show. Donk.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show.
XM 202.
And we are back. And they said if you made a funny face, it would freeze that way. So joining me with a frozen face is Eastside Dave McDonald.
That was just my happy expression of glad to be back, guys.
Isn't it the worst when you do have a natural thing and people comment on it? Like if you were to get feedback from somebody analyzing your comedy and we're like, your eyes are too wide when you're on stage, and you were like, metaphorically, and they were like, no, literally, your eyes are too wide. Do something about that.
The amount of people who always think that I'm high, and it's odd. I get either high on coke because I guess of the energy, or high on the weed. And I tell them the blue eyes, if I get like the smallest drop of shampoo or a piece of soap or anything, the eyes just instantly go bloodshot. If I'm more than likely going to be beginning to go blind around 80 years old is what I've been told. Because of the fucking 80 is when I will begin to go blind.
That's pretty awesome.
Well, it's not awesome.
At 80?
Awesome. You
at
want
80? Most people start to go blind at like 40.
I don't want to go blind at all. Why do I have to go blind? Why do I have to fucking die on that hill? Why can't I say no to blindness and to stick with vision? I want to be Davey Seer.
Dogsy, you think you're making it to 80?
Well, who am I, Ray Charles? I can't do shit blind. How am I going to play Mario Kart?
You think you're making it to 80?
I planned on it. My goddamn genes on my mom's side are fantastic. Now, my genes on my dad's side, not so much. It's sort of a 50-50. It's a coin toss for the Dave man. But the point is, if I got mom's genes and I'm going to live to 95 or 100 on it like her side does, I don't want to be I want to be blind for 20 years, 15, 20 years.
How tall are you?
6'1".
See a lot of 6'1", 80-year-olds?
No.
You know what you do see? A lot of 5, 6, 80-year-olds. I'm just saying.
Fuck, I'm gonna start drinking heavy now.
Yeah, we got to worry about Davey Mac's mortality.
First
But,
one,
you know,
I just decided I didn't have any of these in the first hour, even though it was sitting next to me. But I really love this. It's Founders Centennial IPA, Robert. It's got 7.2% alcohol, yet it does not have an alcohol-y taste. It's got a nice, smooth taste. I really, really enjoy it. Why don't you call these people and get them to fucking sponsor us, just like Silk City Hot Sauce? Think of it. Think about that, Robert.
I mean, do you have their number? I have Jeff from Silk City's Facebook. We're friends. It's real easy to hit him up and be like, please, dude, we're dying over here. Don't have Centennial IPAs. But
no,
you
you're
know
just
what?
going to have to look it up on your own. Founders,
Yeah.
Centennial Ale.
I'll put my A on it. But dealing with your mortality is a good place to come back in, because what makes you feel younger than having a junior? And we touched on it before, but the next thing that really happens with the Ryder is we get introduced to Ryder Jr. Tell me about the young man.
Oh, I didn't know him at all. Never met him. Oh, wait a second. There might have been like a fun Ron and Fez event. Why do I want to think of Halloween or something? I don't know. I may have met him once. But no, for the most part, I had nothing to do with Ryder Jr. I didn't know the young man. I didn't put him up to it. I had no idea who he was. He was literally just someone who loved the Midnight Rider and decided to start his own character, Midnight Rider Jr., and did his own thing. I added nothing content. He deserves everything. I don't even know where Midnight Rider Jr. is today, but I hope he's good.
I'm a fan, because anybody who saw that and went, brilliant, I want to be a part of it. It's the same mentality came from, right? That's why we're friends. We've said it 1,000 times. Why not say it 1,001? You know, it inspired me to write. Shout to you, but he calls in. So the writer's whispering in Ron's ear, which he hates more than anything, we've come to learn, right? Just say it on air. It's something that I still get yelled for to this day, and I know when I screwed it up. It's like when your coach gives you a rule and you're like, I know I fucked up. I'm sorry.
You always fuck up the rules. I've got I've got very simple rules to live by, and you fucking fuck those goddamn rules up left, right, every goddamn day.
Well, you know what? I don't know why the cage bird sings, because the minute you put a cage, I go, fuck this cage. Let me see if I can get through it. I'm a habitual line stepper, I've been called in my life. But no, it's a good point. You know, I get it. If something's going wrong, just tell you, so you're not distracted by me trying to signal to Roy, who's trying to signal, you know. So just say it. But
Earl Douglas would have a tendency to look very panicked, act very panicked, and whisper and go around people. Yeah, when something wasn't working. Let's just say Delette, the old XM computer system that was used for the audio, or the fucking commercial thing, or blah, blah, blah. Something's the phones. All you got to do, hit the button. Rounding B, phone's not working. We contacted the engineer. They'll be on it, and it should be fixed in 5 minutes. All you had to do, and you could say it on the air.
And they even simplified the process so much, because all you had to do was pop in and go, hey, Ron, phones are down. Boom, hit the button, and then it's, why won't Wiki fix the... And it gives you a minute at least to talk about what to do while you're dead air.
The worst thing to do when people are trying to do a show is if you're a producer, engineer type, and you're running around, and then you're... And there's no fucking way for the person who's fucking on the air to concentrate. None whatsoever. Because you're basically thinking, well, is there any point of me saying anything into this fucking microphone if things don't apparently seem to be working? Like, I'm not going to waste some fucking comedy gold right now if no one can hear it. I wish, could someone explain to me what is going on? And yet you fucking say that to people time and time again. And their first impulse, like Earl Douglas, is always, and it's like, dude, just fucking raise your hand. Tell Ron the phones aren't working. I cannot tell you how many times I would tell Earl when I would see the phones not working. I would see that there was a whole bunch of little fucking X's on the phone. I'll go, uh-oh, phone's not working. Phones are fucked up. Phones are shit in the bed. Let Ron know. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll reset. I'll reboot. The reboot takes a long time. The reboot takes about 7 to 8 minutes. 7 to 8 minutes of radio is fucking terminable. It's a lifetime, motherfucker. You're playing with data. And then literally fucking 45 seconds into the 7-8 minute reboot process, Ron would want to go to the phone, except no one would be there. And he'd say, what happened? And then Earl would be like, we're having a little problem with the phones. The phones right now, we're having a little problem. And then Ron, were you going to tell me?
No.
Dave was supposed to say something. That's the fucking. I was gonna have Dave run in a Post-it note real quick, but you went to the phones before I was able to run in the Post-it note.
I take full responsibility for Dave not telling you about the phones, Mr. B. He always was good at that.
It's Roddy. It's all my fault that I fucked up and well, Dave fucked up and I fucked up and. You know what, Ron? I quit. No, but I mean, it's an odd way to be.
It is.
It's an odd way to behave. You know.
It's one of those things until you experience it. Like you were saying, where you're doing a bit and you see the dead air. That's when I finally would go, okay, I can't distract Dave because he's trying to keep it going. And then shameless plug here, but I've been doing a POS show in the morning where we read the comments. Like we let people comment, and if you make an edgy joke and your co-host is reading the comment and doesn't give you the energy or a laugh back, you've just said something racy. Like, you know what I mean? It's no longer a joke without that. So I've come to learn that. So I'm hoping I'm doing a better job, but that's what's going on there. Ron goes, what's going on, Ryder? And then you just realized your mic wasn't into the right cue. You were trying to say it on air. So to kind of get out of yelling at you, Ron goes, actually, I got something for you. Ryder Jr.'s on, and you guys have a conversation back and forth. And he does not know the wrestling references. At one point, the writer even goes, I think you might need to work on your wrestling references there, Daddy, but it's okay. And really supportive.
Well, the kid was, look, I'll be honest. I mean, I knew Dusty Rhodes, and I knew Dusty Rhodes pretty decently. But I grew up a WWE fan, you know, growing up in New Jersey. I am a wrestling fan, still to this day. But it was mainly a WWF and then WWE. I certainly knew Dusty and Ric Flair and those guys, but it wasn't until I got the Fez. Let me borrow the triple disc Dusty Rhodes set that I became a Dusty Rhodes expert. There was no shot in hell that fucking kid is going to know these goddamn wrestling references from, 1978 with superstar Billy Graham and the bull rope match and shit like that.
Oh yeah. And it's a labor of love because you already enjoy wrestling. It's like when I'm doing research for this show, I already enjoyed the show. So I'm going to pour all the effort in. You can't see that in the results, but I do put it in. I promise.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's a small group of people who, it's weird to think about the people who are not wrestling fans who were listening to the Midnight Rider. Like they must have. I mean, well, you're not a wrestling fan, correct?
No, not at all.
So, then what was your opinion? Like, what the fuck is going on here, or who is this person, or blah blah blah?
My opinion was basically that Dave was hilarious, but wasn't great at doing distinguishing voices. So you came up with like a just completely different thing that you could fall into pretty easily. And then with the mask and everything, it was just kind of what you had around. I knew you as a wrestling fan, so I thought it was a Rey Mysterio mask, to be honest.
Well, you know what? I don't think Dusty's was not. You're actually right. I'm giving you credit, you fucking quibbler. So just pipe down. Rey Mysterio's is a proper luchador mask. Dusty's I believe his Midnight Rider was more of the classic 1950s American style mask, which is more of the bare bones mask and just the holes. As opposed to the luchador. So you actually are kind of right. It was because the mask that I chose for the Rider was definitely a luchador mask.
But I had at this point come to know you through, you had at one point, was it Planksy, the puppet, who was just a wooden plank, or Boardsy?
I had Roberto, I had Chipples, I had, but there's a puppet based on a plank of wood.
I don't know, man. You seem very good at taking anything around you and just turning it into something else. You know what I mean? Like, and making it a thing. So that's what maybe I did too many drugs. I don't know. There was an Ed and Arity character who had a plank and you had puppets. Maybe I combined the two. I don't know.
Show prep is an interesting thing. You know, is part of your show prep inventing scenarios and characters that never happened and then asking me about them live on Tales from Satellite?
Not for this show, but ironically for the POS show, I do that all the time where I make up fake stories. So
Planksy, a puppet based on a plank of wood. I can tell you that was maybe just a one and done joke.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
But it may just be my autism shining through about the Ron Fez Show.
Yeah, no, it is.
Highlighting that.
Yeah.
But that's basically what I thought was going on. And then truly I thought it was you just trying to get Earl to go. Like at first I bought that they voted you off the show, hook, line, and sinker, and you made it a thing. So I kind of was a rube most of the time.
You mean the original vote Davey Mac off?
Yeah.
So that's how the writer got on?
Yep.
Which,
and
by the way, you know, if you've missed any of these episodes, make sure you're listening to them all. We started with Midnight Rider's origins, Midnight Rider, you know, the onslaught. This is more the return of Davey Mac, though, rather than the Rider. But go ahead.
It's the start of the turn, but that's how I thought was going on. So it is kind of funny without the wrestling perspective. I may have to go back and see the references and just realize there's an entire another level of brilliance, not just you being wacky and fun, that you were referencing real things too.
I mean, what did you think of the Sapphire shit? That was directly from Dusty Rhodes in the WWE when he would they got for some reason just a regular looking like middle-aged black lady, and they made her dance with Dusty. And I mean, everyone thought it was, you know, Vince McMahon taking the piss out of Dusty, like kind of mocking him, literally mocking him.
Yeah. And I thought that's what you were doing to Earl. Like at this point, I had known him as
I was 100% doing that to Earl. I don't know why Vince McMahon would need to do that to Dusty Rhodes. He's a great guy. He's an all-time legend. But yeah,
that's what I thought. You guys were just making fun of her, like Earl, like, oh, the cowboy needs a girlfriend. Earl be the lady, dance that. Like
based on fucking Dusty Rhodes' girlfriend Sapphire.
Just thought that's what you were doing. Just that you gave him a nickname, and that's what it was. Now, but it worked.
Sapphire, oh Sapphire, you never fail. You never fail to let me down, Sapphire. You taped the Yankees in the Opie and Anthony office when they were supposed to be taking the Grammys, Daddy. Oh, and you tape the Independent and the Yankees, Daddy, and they were supposed to be taking the Grammys, baby. Which is true.
Oh, absolutely. And he took full responsibility for that.
Never.
But
anyway.
That's kind of, it was cool that you had the Midnight Rider Jr. Earl keeps fucking up throughout the rest of it. One of my favorite points is one of the running themes that doesn't tie into the Rider's character development at all, but is there the entire time, is the football playoffs and the Super Bowl. And at this point, we hear Ron trying to figure out what the food for Indianapolis would be, like the staple food for his Super Bowl party, because he's got Chicago down, obviously, but he doesn't have
Bears. Huh? It was that Super Bowl. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the one right before the first Giants Patriots. So that's interesting. In fact, Robert, that's an episode right there. Giants, Patriots, Super Bowl, when we did the fucking Super Bowl thing.
Okay. We're going to have to get Pitsy involved.
Well, listen, we'll get Pitsy involved.
He likes to say bad words.
I'm just giving you ideas for future shows, future episodes.
I love it.
Super Bowl episode.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I do need 9 more now. So if you have any more ideas.
Oh, my fucking God. I've got a million ideas. You should have gone to me with this fucking weeks ago. Earl Douglas. Yeah, man. What were we talking about?
Yeah, I was going to say, did you have something about Earl? Because we were talking about the Super Bowl and the foods. And the Rider comes in and gives his Super Bowl predictions, because obviously Dave can't, and cuts a promo. Do you remember who you took it all?
I'm going to say based on them being horses and the Midnight Rider being a cowboy, Indianapolis Colts, because of the Colts. The Colts.
don't remember who you took. I was just curious if you thought you would go with them. The only analysis that was given by callers was that you sounded like a character from Mike and the Mad Dog. Your sports analysis was so great. Like, it sounded like somebody that ran into their show to do it. Like, you were giving actual in-depth analysis as the rider. So it wasn't just
I would always surprise certain people with my sports knowledge. They'd be like, wow, I didn't think he actually knew sports. It's like, no. I am the fucking sports master. When I say that I am. And I don't need the fucking Robert as a foil on this one. Because I'm telling you, this is a fact. Why I'm the sports master is because I don't watch Sports Center on ESPN, nor do I ever listen to WFAN. Because all they do on those shows and networks is regurgitate the same talking points. So they've been banned in my household. All I do is watch the games.
That makes sense.
Watch the games and formulate your own opinion. And that's why I'm the sports master. Hail to the Yale.
So you make your prediction. The show kind of ends for the day. And this is where the turn starts to happen. Like we said, the rider's great, but you get used to the guy who's putting up 30 points a game. You need him to do something flashy. And the rider tries to step up at the beginning of the next episode and gives a speech about the Oscars. And it doesn't go well. It does not. The Ron tears it apart. He's like, maybe we should have had Paul O for this. Then it goes to a break, and they play a song somebody wrote that basically is bored gossip's better and more important than the rider. I believe it was a Paranoid song. And
oh, wow, Paranoid, okay.
It's just starting to show that maybe the fans like the idea in the beginning, were on board, but need something more from the rider. Somebody calls in and is like, hey, can you hit the rider with the cowbell? We haven't heard Dave get hit with a cowbell in a while. And Ron goes, you know who I should have hit? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was in earlier. Did you guys have Kareem on the show?
Yes, we did. Yeah, absolutely
So
had Kareem.
I need you to explain to me the Midnight Rider meeting Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
So the Midnight Rider was not allowed to meet Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Robert, what do you fucking think? They're going to have a masked cowboy?
Yes.
Be like, hey,
yes,
Kareem.
I do.
No, Ron's a great interviewer, as we all know. And as actually a sports fan, I wanted to hear Ron's interview with Kareem and not fuck it up. So I went to the production booth and just looked at Kareem from the window in the door and marveled at how tall he was, even though he hates that. He says, like, when people are like, hey, Kareem, how's the weather up there? He's like, Kareem is like, it sometimes comes across as very serious and or a little pissed off. And it's all because of the height jokes. It's not, if no one fucking made a height joke at Kareem's expense, I'm telling you, he'd be the happiest guy on the face of the planet Earth. He actually seems like a very sweet, kind-hearted man. But he just constantly has to hear, wow, you're fucking tall. No shit, motherfucker.
Was it
Yes!
was it him or Wilt who did the old you tell me and then spit on the guy? Or like it's
Wilt
raining.
would not have done that. Wilt loved the people. So they said that Wilt was larger than life, but embraced being larger than life. Remember, he wrote the book that he fucked 20,000 women in his life, and they had to do an average of it was 2.4 women a day since he was 21 years old. It was crazy. But no, so that would have been Wilt. But Kareem, very cool guy. Yeah, Ryder not allowed to meet Kareem. A hero, an athletic hero of mine. Even though I'm a Knicks fan, I appreciate sports legends. And all I do is tell my son, motherfucker, I don't know why these guys don't have the fucking sky hook in their repertoire anymore. Do any of these 7-footers understand you cannot block the sky hook? And I ain't talking the fucking baby hook. And if you don't know the difference, the baby hook is off 2 feet with the little hand. And that's fine. It's still a good shot. It's easy to control. The only thing is you don't get the height. If you go off the one leg and you go high and you reach all the way up with your arm,
it's unblockable.
Shot cannot be blocked on a 7-footer. I don't know why they don't do the skyhook to this day, but ever since Kareem retired, bye-bye skyhook.
You know who just did one, believe it or not? Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie
Irving. Point guard did it because it was so hard to block. Hit a game winner.
Running left-handed skyhook from the free throw line. Now, I actually feel like that was a little more similar to Magic Johnson's kind of running hook shot in Game 6 of the NBA Finals in 1987 against the Celtics. It was the similar thing, only Magic was coming from the left to the right side of the paint, and Kyrie was on the right going to the left side of the paint. But, if you look at those two
identical
shots, they're like mirror images of themselves. But yes, that
proving
was
again you're the master.
I mean,
proving again.
That's why I'm the master. But I'm talking about the proper Kareem Abdul-Jabbar approach of you get the ball in the post, you're bouncing, you're backing them up, then you're going with the one leg, and you go as high as you can. You can't. Giannis, Joel Embiid, Giannis Antetokounmpo, that fucking 7-footer Wembanyama, the new 7'5" kid for the Spurs. These guys should be learning the skyhook. They would average 50 points a game. Do they understand that? I guess they don't fucking care. All right, that's fine.
The Joker who hates playing physical, athletic basketball. It'd be perfect for him. Jokic. But anyway, we're so far
he does a
from
lot
the
of
rider.
baby hooks. Again, the baby hook, still an effective shot, but it's off 2 feet, and you don't get the height that the skyhook gets. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, where were we?
We were so far away from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem.
So
Number
after
33,
the
Robert.
bad Oscar speech, the calls start pouring in. We got to get Dave back. There's got to be a battle between Dave and the Rider. After the Rider's bad Super Bowl speech, Ron tried to steal his mask, which apparently the Rider hated. So the calls really just start pouring in for Eastside Dave. Ron, being Mr. B that we all love, goes, Eastside Dave's been my guy all along. I can't believe Ron and I can't believe Earl and Fez allowed this bad vote to happen. And to be honest with you, I know who was behind it all along. Happy Typing Girl. And they go, really? I don't know if Dave, it seems like from my recollection, you were kind of against Dave. And Ron goes, no, he's been my guy since day one. I'm the one who went to the hot dog cart. I'm the one who found him and bought the hot dog from him and then brought him on air, and completely spins it. Everybody's like, I guess you're right. Everybody has your back. And he's like, yeah, and Dave's the only one who had mine. Earl throws me under the bus. Big A calls in to be like, I got your back, Ronnie B. And Dave, at this point, you call in and go, hey, the people are demanding it, Ronnie B. It's time for me to come back. And Ron goes, this isn't a dictatorship. I'll put it up to a vote. Do you guys want Dave back? Fez right away goes, yes. Earl right away goes, no. I'd stick with the Rider.
Wow. I mean, that to me sounds like, and I'm not saying this as an excuse, but it sounds like I may have thrown the game with that fucking speech as the Rider, because it sounds like we are angling for not only me to return, but we probably have an idea that there is going to be a big-ass bash at some point.
I don't know if the big-ass bash, you would obviously know better than me, but the idea of unmasking the Rider is how Dave comes back seems to be what you guys are steering towards. Like the idea of if Dave can get the some kind of foil between Dave and the Rider, and the idea being the mask removal. Now, was that straight out of WWE?
If it was taking off the mask, absolutely. But the way I feel like with what you're saying that Ron just said, I'm thinking this was it was less about the mask and it's more about, okay, it's time for Davey Mac to come back now. So let's start working on how to get him back.
Funnel him back in.
On my side. Yeah. Ron will be on my side. It's crazy though that Ron was on my side and Fez voted for me as well. So Fez was on my side. I guarantee you at this point, Earl was probably supposed to follow their lead. So it's hysterical that he still didn't want me back.
Yeah. He just did not see what was going on there.
I gotta run, keep from hiding.
I'm bound to keep on.
Well, look who's coming in. It's the Midnight Rider.
Silver dollar.
What's up, Ryder? What's on your mind?
Well, you were just talking about the Oscars, weren't you?
Yeah, we were talking about some of the stuff that's happening with the Oscars.
I love Oscar time, Ronnie B.
Really, I would not suspect that a masked cowboy would care about the Oscars.
Oh, I have portable television sets, Ronnie. They started making them by Sony in 1988. Yes, sir, Oscar time, that magical time of the year, Daddy, where the stars shine bright like an Amarillo night, Daddy. Only these stars aren't the kind in space, baby. These are stars the likes of Forrest Whitaker, Meryl Streep, and Alan Arkin, Daddy. It's the kind of stars that you only get in nitsy glitzy Hollywood, the land of dreams. And I know everything there is to know about dreams. Sometimes I ride to the west. I go a little too fast, too long, and I get lost. But then I look up, and the rider sees that huge sign in bright and white letters. And it says, Hollywood, Doctor. And then I know anything is possible. For I am in the land of dreams, Daddy. I'm in the town that turned out stars such as Ricky Schroeder and Kathy Griffin. The land where joy walks hand in hand with celebrity, and no time celebrates Hollywood like Oscar time, where America roasts marshmallows by the campfire and watches that little Billy Crystal tap dance like a terrible tumbleweed is chasing him, baby. So welcome to the land of American dreams, Doctor. It's Oscar Gold, red carpet rendezvous, and post-show parties, and the American dream. I'm sorry, the Midnight Rider will be in town for each and every one of them. It's that time for the Oogly Boogie. Party down like Chunky Funky, peanut butter, and Jimmy Jam jelly. Put on your Sunday best, your Tuesday's greatest, and your Friday's finest. Academy Award season is in full bloom. And I take my hat off to Marty Scorsese, and I say, Mr. Scorsese, you deserve the championship gold. Like I won it from Harley Race in 1977. God be with you, Marty Scorsese, and God be with America, the land of dreams. I got one more silver dollar. And I ain't gonna let him catch me now. And this goes out to you, Midnight Rider Jr. Don't ever let him catch us. No, don't let him catch the Midnight Rider.
I ain't gonna let 'em catch me, no. I ain't gonna let 'em catch the Midnight Rider.
Boy, just when I thought I was really uncomfortable with the next sportsman thing, this takes me up to a whole new spot. Matt, you're on Ron Fez.
I love the Siskel and Ebert Rider. It's great.
Siskel and Ebert Rider is something else.
Ebert and Rider.
Just give him my 2 cents.
Mike, you're on Ron Fez.
Ron, in the name of everything that is holy, in God's name, please put this Midnight Rider to rest, man. I don't even care that Dave welched on his bet. Just stop this nonsense. Board gossip is way better than the Midnight Rider's nonsense.
With Frenchie? Ron Fez Show.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show.
XM 202.
I'm beginning to think maybe God just don't like Fez. I'm beginning to think God just don't like Fez Watley. He's only funny on other people's show. He woke up Ron's chick with a blast of gas from his ass. As he gave Ron a Christmas gift, it was a piece of shit ashtray. So Ronnie gave it to Earl and told him to throw it away. chicken jelly. You let a dog lick peanut butter off his balls. And when the fainting ghost falls over, spray a little Febreze. I hate to say it, but the bed is going crazy. I hate to say it, but the bed is going crazy. I hate to say it, but the bed is going crazy.
It's the Ron and Fez Show on a Tuesday. That's Paranoid. Fez is going crazy. Probably one of my least favorite Paranoid songs from the CosmicCircus.com. It is the Ron and Fez Show. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Or you can always email us at ronandfez@AOL.com.
Hey, last show, Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Ronnie, you got to bring back Eastside Dave. You ain't beat nobody with that daggone cowbell in a while.
Well, I was ready to hit the old Lou Alcindor with it today, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but I just didn't really feel like he fucked up at all.
It probably wouldn't have been appropriate. And those giant hands, I would imagine, would block the cowbell pretty easily.
You honestly think I can't get a fucking cowbell? Best Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I don't know. I mean, it would be difficult.
Why don't you put some money where that fucking attitude and mouth that you have there? Let's go up 1,000 and get him back in here. I'll fucking give me 3 cowbells. I'll hit him in the forehead with 2 of them.
I don't think we're going to be able to get him back in.
Do it. Tell him that he left something behind here. I'll fucking pick him off so quick. Boy, I hate when people attack my skills. It just drives me crazy.
I'm just saying, he's got
if
really big hands.
If anyone knows, Fezzy, what I can do with a cowbell, it should be you. All right, let's figure you're Kareem, right?
Right.
And I'll be like this. Hey, Kareem, what's up, buddy?
Ow!
How you doing?
Ow! All right, ow! I don't have his hands or blocking skills. Ow! That was all 3.
Brandon, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, thanks for taking my call. Hey, I want to bust Fez. Today's Wednesday, not Tuesday, Fez.
Oh, I got the day mixed
up.
up.
Saying it was Tuesday.
It is a Wednesday. We are live today on XM.
Why do you need to bring up dates? No one really cares. Hey, Stephanie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, I want to hear an on-air battle of the producers between Dave and the Midnight Rider, and the best one gets the job.
Well, we've already given the job to the writer. You're not happy with him, Stephanie?
I don't know. I think he's slipping. He's losing it. I think it's too much pressure for him.
I don't think he tries like when he first started.
Yeah, he's losing it, and I really feel bad about Dave being gone, and I just think that there should be an all-out battle, both of them live in the studio, and put them to different challenges and let the best one win.
Let's face facts here. The person who pushed Dave out was Happy Typing Girl. She was behind the fact of everybody calling in, let's get rid of Dave, we all like the writer. That's what started this, Fez. Happy Typing Girl.
Well, she was never happy with her mentions in Board Gossip. I know that.
Never was happy with that.
She hated that, I think. She had motive.
I heard a rumor, too, that she wasn't happy with me outing her by texting Tracy so much that it starts to run up the bill a little bit.
Well, I mean, that's something that has to be mentioned. You don't want a $1,000 text bill each month.
Here's how she deals with it. It gives Tracy the freeze. Just gives her the cold shoulder. Who does she blame it on, Fez? Ronnie B. Ronnie B takes the heat for it.
It's not right. That's something that had to be said.
Yeah.
It's not like it wasn't harming somebody. You're running up someone's text bill.
This has nothing to do with the text bill. It has nothing to do with me saying. It all has to do with her Happy Typing Girl being power hungry and wanting to get rid of Eastside Dave. All because Eastside Dave was getting a little pal talk attention. Well, who's the queen of pal talk, Fez?
Happy Typing Girl.
Right. Do you think she wants to see a new kid in town?
She don't want to hear it.
Somebody that was grabbing a little bit of the sunlight?
Well, she got what she wanted, I guess.
Sullivan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, this Midnight Rider thing is worse than Fezzy had a heart attack bit.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, this is Chad, anyway.
Yeah, how are you?
I don't think the Midnight Rider is who he says he is. He was in there talking about winning the NWA title from Harley Race in 1977. Now, if that mask goes off the Midnight Rider and it's exposed to be Dusty Rhodes, is he barred from ever producing a radio show ever again?
If I find out it's Dusty Rhodes, I will fucking lose it. I will lose it.
That was always the rumor of who the Midnight Rider was.
I had no idea.
They were never able to prove that, though.
I don't listen to rumors, even when they're rumors about me. Even when they're rumors of me spreading rumors. Like saying I had people saying that people had their legs amputated. Why would I say that, happy typing girl? Doesn't seem like a Ronnie B thing to say. Fez, you know me as good as anybody, right?
Sure.
Who could be a nicer guy?
Nobody could be nicer than you. No one.
You know what? This shouldn't count because you care for me. Earl, who could be a nicer guy than me?
I can't name anybody.
Thank you. This is everybody I know I bring it up to.
And I'm really thinking. I'm really trying to come up with a name, and I can't.
The thing that let me down is that Eastside Dave was my guy. He was my buddy. Let's face it, I'm the one who bought the hot dog. Met him, brought him in here. Next thing I know, Happy Typing Girl starts her attack on Dave. Earl and Fez fall under the spell. And the next thing I know, there's a vote. I don't think I was here for the vote. And from what I understand, it was pretty shady the way the vote went down. Pat, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, I don't know how a gentleman like you, as classy as you are, can sit with such low-down scoundrels like Fez, the Bowl of Gravy, and Earl. I mean, what they did to Dave was just despicable. I listened to the whole thing, and I was thinking about handing my XM back in because I was so disgusted.
You know what? I've been talking to people from XM about this. For me, I felt like I watched a man rape go down. I felt like Earl held Dave down, spread his cheeks, and let Fez get in there and do his monkey business. And that's why I don't want to have Nick Schwartzman come by here, Fezzy.
Schwartzen. Yeah,
drives me crazy.
All I can say is, much like the Iraq War, I was misled.
By?
Happy Typing Girl.
You know what your thing is, Fez? You try to be part of the clique. You want to be accepted so bad that you let one of these mean girls, a Happy Typing Girl, just step in and make you do things that you wouldn't normally do.
Yeah, I know. That's not me.
Yeah.
That's not who I am.
And you know what your problem is, Earl?
What is my problem?
You're lazy.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And that causes you to let things happen all around you. I'll talk to anybody, but wait, hold on. Here's somebody I know doesn't let the pack get in the way with them, lets it go along. It's Big A.
Oh, boy.
Big A!
Hey, Big A!
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
I just called to say you're the nicest person I ever met.
Thank you very much, Big A.
Big A.
I already told him that, Big A.
Thank you, Big A. It's great to hear that from a cool guy.
I already let him know.
Yeah, but it means a little more if I tell him that Fezzy.
Hey.
Big A.
Hey.
Why would that be?
Because he's the coolest, Daddy-O.
He's Big A.
All right, Big A. Talk to you later, buddy.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Plug your website, Big A.
Get the hit. Get the hit. Take care.
Take care, my pal.
GetTheHiv.com.
Yeah. That's where the cool kids hang out now.
Big A.
You know what the cool kids have for lunch, Fez?
No, what?
Cigarettes. Big A taught me that one.
Big A.
Uh-oh, this is going to be uncomfortable. It's Happy Typing Girl.
Oh, my God, Ronnie, I don't even know where to start.
Hello, HTG.
Hello, Ron. Hi, Fez.
Oh, hi, Happy Typing Girl.
Where do I start? It's not true. It's not true.
How about starting with an apology?
Okay. To who? I'm going to apologize to everyone because he's not around.
To Dave for pushing him out.
you're right. I can't tell you how bad I feel.
Yeah.
I thought Midnight Rider was going to be, everything.
Yeah. We all did.
But what a disappointment. I mean, I can't tell you how much I miss Dave.
Now, sometimes I worry that you're dating the man under the mask. I don't know who the Midnight Rider is, but maybe you got the happy typing girl.
Well, that's a little bit of bored gossip.
I also noticed this, happy typing girl. The last board gossip you weren't in. I believe it was the first one.
Well, I assume that's because Dave didn't do it.
Yeah, it was. Frenchie did it.
And she covered everything. I mean, she went on and on and on about board gossip.
Yeah, she did. Most of it was about her.
It's a tough gig to follow, Dave.
Word has it that I'm doing something tonight.
But that little Tracy thing.
Yeah.
She was a little upset with me.
Was she really?
Yeah, she thought I was blowing her off.
Well, that's one of the things about you, happy typing girl. You try to step in between people all the time.
You go from running someone's bill up to just incommunicado.
I am the worst friend ever.
Yeah. That's what I tell people about you.
Maybe Eastside Dave can give me some lessons on being a better friend if we can get him back.
Well, I don't think we can. Unfortunately, you rigged an election and we're in trouble.
God, the people at Whackbag are going to love me when they hear this.
Yeah, they will. All right, honey. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Take care.
That's what it's all about. Who loves her?
Yeah.
That's where it all comes from.
Oh, I'm happy typing girl. The sun rises and sets on me.
How could I have been so deceived?
Yeah. Well, she's one of the cool kids, Fez.
Yeah?
You know what the cool kids have for lunch?
What?
Cigarettes! So if you kids want to be cool, smoke. Well, look who it is. It's our old pal on the phone. It's Dave. Hey, Dave.
Hi, Mr. B. How are you? Well, looks like the people have spoken, haven't they?
What's that?
Looks like I've been vindicated. Looks like that whole little voting thing has been proven by a sham, by a couple callers, and now it seems that, well, this Midnight Rider character has all the bloom off of him, and it's, look, I'm prepared to come back. Thank you. I'm prepared to take my job back, and I'd like to come back now.
All right, let's switch around. Fez, would you like him back?
Yeah, I think I would like Dave back.
Earl?
I'm staying with the Rider, baby.
Yeah, typical. You're missing some magic. You're missing some electricity. You're missing some.
You sound like the Rider now. You're doing the Rider's act.
No. He stole my act, first of all. Second of all, you're talking to someone who can actually discuss a variety of topics. Not just shout and do whatever the hell that guy is doing, or whatever about.
Sean, you're on the Ron Fez Show.
Hey, how's it going? I just want to say, you're supposed to be the head honcho. This is your show. If you want Dave back,
absolutely not.
Anybody else?
Absolutely not. I am not the head honcho of this show. It's the Ron Fez Show, and we have our.
If he wants him back too, you guys should just man up.
Well, then that would be, able to be discussed. Fez is the one who pushed him out in the first time, but I never just make decisions on my own. And we don't even make decisions just with me and Fez. We always call Earl in. We used to call Dave in.
Right.
Dave is only doing night times with us now.
Right, but the thing is, people want me back. You just heard that caller. You're hearing people demand me to return.
Yeah, I'm surprised to hear that.
You shouldn't be surprised.
You were so hated.
Well, I think once I exposed Happy Typing Girl for what she is, Fezzy, somebody who manipulates behind the scenes.
Little puppet mistress.
Machiavelli. It's very Machiavellian what she does.
Whackbag.com. I check it daily, and I got a little message from Turtle. I miss you, Dave. Where have you been? I mean, if my enemies want me back, what does that say? I'm ready. I'm ready to steer this ship in the right direction. Obviously, the Rider and Earl are captains of a sinking ship. I'm ready to put this thing back on track, baby.
I will tell you this: if the Rider is willing to step down, I would be open to see. I see the dust being kicked up.
I gotta run. Is he riding in?
We'll see what the rider has to say. Rider? Hey, Rider.
That's right, Ronnie B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just heard what you had to say about me stepping down.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like asking Jesus to step down from being the Messiah. It's not going to happen. It never happened. It never will happen.
All right, Dave, he's saying that he does not want to step down.
He's not going to give it up now that he's got the gig.
He's not going to give it up.
If he's not willing to give it up, then he's out of place. He's not thinking correctly. And Ron, people have spoken. It's time for the rider to start listening to the American public. Stop with the nonsense. Stop with the... Who speaks in metaphors and analogies?
I'll tell you who speaks. The rider speaks that way. Rider?
I speak like that like a Sunday afternoon, Daddy. I speak like that like soft ice cream on a bologna sandwich. Believe it. Believe that anything is possible and dreams can happen.
Now, Ryder, more importantly, Ryder.
That's right.
Yeah, do you expect that people are starting to turn against you right now?
I suspect there are plenty of people who doubt the rider's sincerity, and these people need to look in themselves in the mirror and see, why are they being so negative time and time again? We all go through hard times, Daddy, like the steel factory worker in Pennsylvania.
Right.
Like the pizza worker who gets put out of a job because people say their ovens are a fire hazard. There is no fire hazard with the rider.
I've never heard that case.
Don't.
Yeah, I never even heard anyone called a pizza worker before.
Don't you hate on the rider? It's like hating on a unicorn. It's like hating on a cloud.
I cannot stand a unicorn.
It's like hating on a mountaintop. Jack.
Dave, the important thing here is, and Ryder, do you feel the same way? Do you feel the same way of what I'm saying about Dave?
Come again, Ryan. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. What I was saying is, and Dave, what year were you born? Because are you younger or older than the Ryder? Ryder, what year were you born?
Ronnie, I was born in 1977.
Yeah.
I've been born in Oklahoma City, 1952.
52?
When the rider was born.
Yeah, he was born in 52, Fez.
You're a little old for this entry-level job.
I don't think he is. I think it's great.
Fezzy W, you don't want to get caught up in an age discrimination lawsuit,
That's
Daddy.
true.
That's a good point, but unless the mask came off, we couldn't really tell how old you are.
That's exactly right. It's not about appearance, it's about energy. And the rider gives it to you. South Park Dave does not. He's history. He's yesterday's news.
Kevin, you're on Ron Fez.
Yo, buddies, what's up?
Yeah.
You gotta let Dave back, man. He's the best thing that ever happened to Ron and Fez, and Earl's a homo anyway.
I think you get the characters confused.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. What's that?
That was another guy putting his
Thank
vote
you,
in for me.
brother.
No, say...
You're like the guy from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Hi, brother.
That's another guy putting it in. Ron, when are we going to stop the charades? All right? Get me in there. Let's go.
Sean, you're on Ron Fez.
I have an idea. Why don't you get rid of both Dave and Ryder, because I think both of them suck at life.
Ouch.
That seems like it's... Well, they got rid of me. So you're just getting rid of one person, I guess. And,
the rider.
You know what? That's fucking fine by me.
And you're not getting rid of me.
What?
Nobody gets rid of the rider now. What you didn't understand, Ronnie B, is when you sign up for the rider, you sign up for life, Daddy.
I know. That's true, Fezzy. We signed up for the rider. We were manipulated by Happy Typing Girl.
Yeah.
She's behind this whole thing.
It's obvious now.
It's been exposed.
Just try and fire me, Ronnie, and just try and fire me, Fezzy. I don't think it's possible. The rider laughs at you. Hey, I'll still...
I didn't hear you laugh. Okay, he is laughing.
He is chuckling.
I still am your producer, yes.
I know you are.
I'm going to work hard for you, yes.
Yeah.
But you try and get rid of me, it's like messing with fire with gasoline on your fingers. It's going to get you burned, baby.
Well, he's right about that, I guess.
The fire
Guy
would
seems
burn
way-
your fingers anyway. You don't even need the gas.
It's just he's way too excitable, and...
He's an excitable boy.
Doesn't make a lot of sense. That's the part I have a problem with him.
Well, here we have signed a contract with him, Dave.
Right.
You were out. You lost. Unfair and unsquare. I just wish I was here the day that we did the vote out.
Yeah. I wish you would have...
What were you doing that day?
I would have fought tooth and nail for you, Davey Mac.
I was actually in the hospital recuperating from burns on my anus because of hot sauce that was poured down my pants by Jay Moore. So another part of where I sacrificed for the show, and somehow, like fucking Watergate, things get mixed up.
I know. You should be thanked for that.
Thank you. I should be thanking you guys for being burned and then losing my job?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I can't help it if I wasn't here that day, and I can't.
You were.
Huh?
I heard you on the air, Mr. B.
That day?
Yes.
All right, now I am confused.
Was that a Friday?
Let me check with the writer. Writer, was I?
I don't think Ronnie B had anything to do with it. No, I don't recall him being there.
Yeah.
I recall him away from the microphones, away from the nonsense. So stop your crying, Dave.
Hey, Corey, you're on Ron Fez.
Hiya, buddy.
Yeah.
I got a way to put a stop to all this right now. As you know, I do have that $10,000 bounty on the mask or the head of Eastside Dusty, a.k.a. the Midnight Rider.
I don't know why you would think I'm that asshole, but go ahead.
All right, let me just say this. And I would be willing to do this.
Yeah.
Dave, if you can ever get the mask off the Midnight Rider, you're in.
Okay.
Wow, that seems fair.
Does that seem fair? All you've got to do is pull the mask off the rider, and you're in.
That seems more than fair. Thank you for giving me this opportunity back.
Good.
It's not going to be easy because the rider can't let him catch him.
How easy could it be, Fuzzy? All you got to do is grab the rider, force him down, and take the mask off him.
Okay, well, I will start studying up on mask removal.
All you got to do is pull straight up. I've seen the mask.
All right,
It can come off easy.
I guess.
All you got to do is catch him now. All you got to do is catch the Midnight Rider.
You ain't gonna catch me, no, Eastside. You ain't gonna catch me, no. Nobody catches the Midnight Rider. Just try to unmask me. Ain't gonna happen, Jackie.
Why not?
Why not, Ronnie B?
Yeah.
Because the Rider never lets the mask get taken off. It's a part of his soul. It's a part of his spirit. Good riddance, Eastside Dave. Good riddance.
There's the challenge. All Eastside Dave has to do is get the mask off the Midnight Rider.
Expose him.
It's the Ron Fez Show.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, the Ron Fez Show.
XM 202.
No, Ron. I still would prefer this masked cowboy who's making my life a living hell by stealing all my saltines and ginger ale every day. I prefer him over the Eastside Dave because
Who's
he
the
makes
same
fun
person.
of me cutting Snickers balls up.
He's the same person, Ronnie B. How am I supposed to choose? Just completely ruins the bit.
I'm surprised. Yeah, that is hysterical. That imagine. I'm surprised that did not happen.
Well, Ron, no, just ask the Ronnie to take the mask off right now, because that's actually Dave underneath it.
How did you not
So
know
just
this,
take the
Ronnie?
mask off, Ronnie.
We call him Dave in meetings.
Oh, Ron, you don't recognize that his voice? That's actually Dave. Yeah, he's just trying to sound like Dusty Rhodes, Ronnie.
I think Fezzy would have done a better impression personally, Ronnie B. But we did learn that earlier during the fight between Paulo and Crotch Critter, Earl did not have Mikey Boy's friend in, who had a face tattoo of Fez, and that's how Fez learned that somebody had a face tattoo of him, is because Earl goes, "No, I thought he already saw the tattoo of Fez." Like he completely ruined the reveal on air.
What the fuck is wrong with him? You have someone who got a fucking face tattoo. You put him in the studio immediately. Look. Oh my God. All right. I'm going to give
I'm sorry.
all a little fucking like tutorial on how to produce. Now, when we're talking about the phones, we don't fucking pussyfoot around or this or that because time is of the essence. So we go on the microphone immediately and say, phones are down. Technical shit. Ron should be alerted, and you should do it on the air, on the microphone. So not only does Ron know, but everyone knows, including the audience. Now, when you're talking with people, that's when you have an index card and a Sharpie, and you write down, there is a fucking guy with a fucking Fez tattoo on his face outside. Do you want me to bring him in? And you run yourself that index card to Ron, who will look at you and go, or like that. It's that simple. Okay? That's how you produce, ladies and gentlemen.
And what's crazy is when we learn this and the reveal happens, it's during the fact that we find out Earl was not the one who lost the Gap movie. He just didn't have the balls to defend himself, and he couldn't say for certain that he didn't receive this movie.
He's so disorganized that, there was a chance that he was the one who lost the movie. So he didn't deny it.
Yeah. And this is all from a phone call from the other producer of the movie.
If you're that disorganized, you actually have a real problem. If you're so disorganized that you're like, you know what? I'm not sure if I fucked up, but I could have fucked up. That could be, there's a strong possibility that was my fuck up. If that's how disorganized you are, you don't even know.
Exactly.
If you fucked up or not. That's classic disorganization right there.
1000%. And maybe that's why he doesn't want you around, because he knows if there's an actual human shining, not a mythical character, he may lose his job as head producer, because he is the head of producers at this point.
And I kept a cleaner workspace for such things, for such reasons.
And
see,
I'm
not a disorganized person. You'd think I was. I'm not.
No, you played the character well, which is something you were much better than Earl at, which is on air and off air. But let's focus on air, because right now we have Dave on the phone asking for his job back, callers calling in and cheering him on. And then who runs into the room? But the Midnight Rider. And now we have Dave on the phone, the Rider in the room, and you can hear Dave on the phone, right? Like, there's a difference between being on the phone and being in the room on a mic. And the Rider's on a mic. And so you're arguing with each other back and forth. Ronnie B's acting as the intermediary to give you a little time, obviously, to transition audio formats and get your Do you practice this? Is it just spur of the moment? You handle it on air? How do you, as an individual, pull this off? Because it's very tough. Not only just slipping back to Dave accent and vernacular, Rider accent and vernacular, but also switching mics from, I'm guessing, a phone in the booth to like, what's going on here? Explain the process.
Phone in the booth, calling in from the producer's booth, and hitting the microphone off every time I talk to Ron and Fez, and then hitting the microphone on in the producer's booth whenever the Rider would speak. Couldn't do it, I don't believe. Definitely did not do it in the studio with Ron and Fez there. Had to do it from either Earl's booth or, it was from Earl's. It was from Earl's booth, because thereby there's a microphone. I can see them. If they need to talk to the Rider, I hit that. But then I put the phone down. I put it like in my pocket. But then the second they want to talk to Dave, turn the microphone off, get the phone, and talk into that. And because it's a different room, we're all good to go.
And
that was spur of the moment.
So you don't. I'm guessing
that was not practice,
like,
rehearsed, or anything. That was 100%. Let's do it right here, right now.
And I will say they do give you a little leeway by allowing callers to call in and comment too. So each guy can a caller says something, each guy can make a comment. But if you didn't know better, you would assume they were two separate entities arguing with each other. It was just so brilliantly done. At this point, Ron comes up with the idea that if Eastside Dave can ever get the mask off the Midnight Rider, he can have his job back on XM. Because Ron says if the Rider will step down, he can have his job, and the Rider refuses. He also says that if Fez will step down, HTG can have his job. Fez refuses.
What the fuck?
Ron really, in this moment, is painting HTG out to be like some power-hungry psycho behind the scenes. And I think it's such a joke because she's a sweet person.
Yeah, it's all jokes.
Which is very funny.
Yeah, it's all having a good time.
She calls in, apologizes for everybody, and everything's kind of set. Ron, like I said, makes the announcement. At this point, Dave says he has to go, and the rider cuts a real hard promo. And that's kind of where the tables are set. I did want to point out one other thing that I thought was really cool is as the callers are calling in to either support Dave or the rider, a guy named Bob calls in and goes, I support Dave or the Midnight Rider because this is the best thing in radio. And it wasn't me, but I did have to think for a moment, did I black out and call this radio show back in the day? Because it is my exact thoughts on the moment.
Oh, thank you to Bob. Wherever Bob is, I'd like to thank Bob. It
Right
was a
back at you, big
fantastic time. Well,
I'd like to thank
you're
you
Bobby.
for...
You're really Robert.
So is
I
this
don't even
Bob.
call you Bobby like most people do.
No. You call
You know
me
why?
Trace.
You know why?
Why?
I gotta keep you in line. So I gotta call you the way my mom fucking uses my full name every time I'm in trouble. You're usually in trouble, so that's why you get Robert.
And that's why you use my slave name, and I go Toby, and you go Kinte. I got that backwards, but it's okay. I hope the people at home got the reference.
I gave you a laugh. Were you expecting me to keep laughing?
No, I appreciated the sympathy laugh at all.
I gave you one, and then you just stayed paused. You're just like,
I was
come on.
trying to figure out if I fucked it up or not, and I did, but that's okay.
You try to figure out how you fucked up your own joke. Quietly.
I mean, if I knew that, I'd be a much better comedian. But on that note, that's kind of the thread has been put into place for Eastside Dave to make his triumphant return to the radio show. And what I like is here we're kind of pitting the rider against Dave, the foil against the foilee. And
I mean, this is some really good stuff here because you're seeing that the Davey Mac versus Ryder stuff. It's there, but it crosses into Paulo, Gail and Gap, and it certainly crosses into Mr. Earl Douglas and all the insanity that comes with him. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And what's amazing about the rider is he experiences radio. It's not just a bit you do and then disappear. You're the rider for not only what's going on in the radio universe, but you're also the rider for what's going on in Dave's personal life. And you have to experience certain very sad moments as the rider instead of Eastside Dave. In fact, I think that's where we're going to pick up this series the next time we touch on the rider, with Eastside Dave going through some heartbreak as the Midnight Rider.
Oh, no.
But we may venture some other directions.
Sounds like
in
a
the
very
meantime.
special episode.
It's probably going to be a very special, in-depth episode. So I would say make sure you're subscribed to the Patreon. But if you want some joy and not sadness, maybe check out the Davey Mac Sports Program, which we do once a week, usually on the weekends, with Eastside Dave and Roy Harder. That's over on the YouTube. Check out the Davey Mac and Son Wrestling Podcast, which has been nationally syndicated by Beasley Media. Check out the Rat.
It's called Eastside Dave and Son Wrestling Show, and you can subscribe to it anywhere you get your podcast. And as Robert said, nationally syndicated by Beasley Media and a much heralded wrestling show. We were doing a father-son wrestling show before anyone else, and then all of a sudden they learned that Bill Simmons got his little kid and started to do a little wrestling fucking podcast with his little son. So yet again, there's another thing. And then don't forget, obviously, Davey Mac's Tales from the Satellites, and this Patreon, baby, at Eastside Dave. Stay subscribed, and thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all for tuning in, and good evening, radio fans.
A lot of people who listen to this, please don't take drugs.
She's not happy, and she's not normal anymore. She's so lonely, she's got no one left to lose. She wants to die before Christmas.
You hope to die before Christmas?
I hope so.
She's afraid.
I'm afraid that if I die before he will, and I think what's going to happen is he won't care at all.
He won't care at all that you're gone.
I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone.
She's probably going to commit suicide.
If you die first, I probably will commit suicide.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't kill yourself. Kill someone else. Gail. You're gonna have to kill Paul. You'll have to do it while he's sleeping. Bang, bang, shoot him in the head while he's laying in bed. You can blame the medicine.
The biggest problem is that she doesn't understand exactly how mentally ill she is.
I am not that mentally ill. I have a bipolar disorder.
That's nothing.
It's not.
It's a bipolar on top of a schizophrenia.
No, I'm not schizophrenic, Paul. I'm dual. You've heard of what I'm saying.
Yes.
That's it. The doctor
Dual
would.
personality.
Yeah, you
She's
don't.
taking
You don't. I'm not psychotic, Paul.